Susie bought an 8-ball of Coke, it's gonna be alright. Jimmy likes to smoke the smoke, it's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be okay. How much damage can we do to ourselves anyway? Janie sold a pussy for $1,000, it's gonna be alright. Tommy has to sell his ass every single night. It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be okay. How much damage can we do to ourselves anyway? People don't have to like you, and you don't have to care. It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. Johnny won't get a job, it's gonna be alright. Sally just won't come home, she stays out all night. It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be okay. How much damage can we do to ourselves anyway? Jojo likes to spike her veins, it makes her feel alright. Little Micah drains a fifth every single night. It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be okay. How much damage can we do to ourselves anyway? People don't have to like you, and you don't have to care. It's gonna be alright. 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 I've been trying for so long to make something out of nothing, boy. But it's been destroyed. I've been trying for so long to make something out of nothing, girl. You know this ain't my world. And so I'll disappear on the open road, traveling from here to God only knows, with nothing but my heart and my lonely ghost in the rearview mirror. I watch it all disappear. I've been working for so long to make something that won't go wrong. But I ain't that strong. I've been working for a while on a song that will make you smile. So won't you smile and let us disappear on the open road, traveling from here to God only knows, with nothing but our hearts and a lonely ghost in the rearview mirror. We'll watch it all disappear. I've been trying for so long to make something out of nothing, girl. You know this ain't my world. So let us disappear on the open road, traveling from here to God only knows, with nothing but our hearts and a lonely ghost in the rearview mirror. We'll watch it all disappear. Where do you go when there's nowhere to go? Where do you go when there's nowhere to go? Where do you go when there's nowhere to go? Judy married a Mexican boy when she was just 18. She was 16 weeks along into her first pregnancy. They were married on a Saturday in June of 2003. She had never been happier, it was a glorious ceremony. And so she watched her Mexican boy grow into a man. He works hard for his family, doing all he can. But the money never seems to stretch, it just doesn't cover the bills. And so he works more hours and even more hours still. And so they've learned to sacrifice. They've given up on all things nice. And the children just don't understand. It's a mad, tough world. Judy's husband lost his job after he got hurt. He was now stuck in bed, so Judy went back to work. Judy made significantly less than her husband had. So they had to make some cuts, they had to cut stuff back. And so they've learned to sacrifice. They've given up on all things nice. And the children just don't understand. It's a mad, tough world. We'll always love you. I will always love And so they've learned to sacrifice. They've given up on all things nice.
I don't know Disturbed. Yeah, it's funny, man. I know there are so many bands. There are so many bands that have kind of arisen over the past since the late 90s that I just kind of like. Unless I had some slight connection to the band, like my friends toured with them, or friends of mine joined the band or something like that. I because there were so many bands in our little rock and roll scene on the east side of Los Angeles. I really spent the past 15 years just listening to my friends' bands and having more than enough music, having 20 or 30 albums a year to listen to, coupled with all my own music. But so that's it's always so weird, So there'll be people be like, oh, I love this song, oh, I love this band, and I'm like, who? I have no idea who these people are. I had feared. My voice is a little bit haggard. I kind of went long a couple days this week, but I mean, it's I can still sing. It still sounds fine. I just like it's gonna sound a little bit scratchy and a little bit rough. And so I apologize for that. But he just makes weird fucking noises that kind of sound like words. Oh really? Oh he's not actually singing actual. Oh, that's crazy. Well, that's kind of cool. That's actually kind of cool. Oh well, welcome back, Awesome Girl. Yeah, that's great. I mean, yeah, it's funny because Awesome Girl 300, like you've been interacting with my stream since literally I think way back in 2016. So yeah, so that's been a long time. That's pretty awesome. So I'm just gonna play a couple songs, to kind of warm up, get my voice in shape, and then I'll definitely take requests. But I'm going to still plan on trying to just get through my entire catalog of songs, you know, so. Should I find my house all up in flames? I would simply light a cigarette and watch it burn away. Should I find that all my money's gone? I would empty out my pockets and give it to someone. Ain't nothing gonna get me down, 'cause I'm in love. How I lived before her, I don't know. Oh, I must have been so miserable, I wonder if it showed. But now she's here and I feel like a god. I can smite the evil doers and make right of every wrong. Ain't nothing gonna get me down, 'cause I'm in love. Oh joyous day, oh joyous day. Don't you ever and don't take yourself away. Just give me a little bit more time. Oh, let us stay together under any sort of weather. Let me love her like I love her, like she loves me, like we love one another. Oh, I'm hoping for a real long night. Should I learn that no one likes my songs? I would sing for no one other than the lover I'm writing for. And should I find myself attacked by bears? Well, if I'm attacked by bears, I'm going to have to run like a maniac because bears are scary and they eat faces, you know, and I need my face for keeping my eyeballs in. But I would run much faster because I know what I am after. Ain't nothing gonna get me down because I'm in love. Oh, joyous day, don't you ever and don't take yourself away. Just give me a little bit more time. Oh, let us stay together under any sort of weather. Let me love her like I love her, like she loves me, like we love one another. Oh, I'm hoping for a real long night. Here we go. Joyous day, don't you ever and don't take yourself away. Just give me a little bit more time. Oh, let us stay together under any sort of weather. Let me love her like I love her, like she loves me, like we love one another. Oh, I'm hoping for a real long night. You know what? Let me go grab some water real quick. I got everything prepared and I forgot to set up some water, and I'm definitely gonna need some. My voice is already feeling pretty. So give me one moment. You guys make use of the soundboard. I'll be right back in just a second. Hey Eric. And somewhere in the last couple of decades, I'm hoping for a real long night has become. Yes. Yeah, that's actually very true. Like, one second. Good to see you, Eric. everybody, if you're not aware, Ghost of Summer is actually Eric Summer, Get Set Go's viola player from Ordinary World all the way through to Television in Summer. So I think it was like 7 or 8 records he did, and basically it took me a little while before I unleashed the power of Eric Summer on Get Set Go. So from Loose Tongues, Fury of Your Lonely Heart, Wicked Hands, Tumors, Television in Summer, there's all of those albums are sort of where Eric is kind of like writes with unbridled, you know. What do you mean? What? All right, so let me get the songs queued up. And what do you mean by that, Eric? Oh, the viola. Oh, yeah, no, that's nonsense. So basically, so what happened was, so Eric joined us in 2006 for my second record, Ordinary World. We were a 3-piece. We were a pop punk band, and my longtime bass player, he and I had made music during high school, you know. So he and I had been friends and had made music basically my entire musical career, playing in front of an audience. And he left the band because he got married to his wife. He got his wife pregnant, and he's like, I can't really do the touring thing. I can't do the band thing, and we don't make enough money. And so he left the band. And I wasn't certain I was gonna. I had never continued on. I'd never made music without Pat, you know. So I was like, "Fuck, what do I do now?" So I took like maybe 6 months off, and in that interim, our drummer Amy Wood ended up drumming with the Dolly Rots, and so she was touring with the Dolly Rots, and I was like, "Fuck, man!" Like, so I'm like, I don't really even have a band, and so, but I was still writing a lot of music, and I didn't think there was going to be a second record. It was just a big confluence of chaos. And so I was asked to play a show. At Kiss or Kill, which was a popular nightclub, and it was a popular like promoted night. And the promoters of Kiss or Kill, they were like, "Hey, Mike, do you want to play?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah!" Like let me see if I can put together a unit. And so I decided I was gonna do something completely different. And so we had gone from a pop punk band. And so I brought it, and so I was like, oh, I'll get some guitars, I'll get some horns, and my roommate John Rustad, who was in a band called the Underwater City People. John was like, dude, we should get totally at Eric. And so I enlisted my 2 roommates. So and he was like, we should totally talk to Eric. He plays viola, and I was like, what's a viola? All right, yeah, sure. What's a viola? And so Eric, hey Pedro, thank you. How you doing? And so Eric comes by. So I'm like, here you go. And so I give him the acoustic demos of the songs, and Eric comes in to rehearse. And so we sit down, like, this is a very first rehearsal with a bunch of the new components of this band. And Eric just fucking starts playing these parts that are fucking awesome. And the parts do translate. The parts do translate, like they're pretty much like what you hear on the album resembles very much what he wrote that for that very first practice. So and then the album's Ordinary World, which is the album that kind of put us on the map. So it was the album that first established our national and international footprint. So anyway, but as I started adding permanent members, and all of us were big guy, like big hook driven guys. All of us wrote lots of hooks. Our bass player is writing hooks, and our other guitar player is writing hooks, and I'm writing hooks, and Eric's writing hooks, and I didn't know, and I really wasn't that skilled at that point in time at balancing all of the different attributes. And in the way I still work to this day is I will record just any idea anybody has. Oh yeah, you want to try something? Yeah, let's get it down, and then I'll sort it out in mixing. So I was not, and the one thing I noticed is when you had the viola in the band, if you took the viola out, it really felt like something was missing, you know. So I ended up, I didn't really know how to mix it properly, you know, and I didn't know. And so what happened was, by the time we got to our 4th record, Eric would write these big parts for the songs, and I would just eviscerate them, you know. And I felt really bad about that. So by the time we got around to the 5th record, I was like, all right, dude, I want you to shame any band that's ever had a string, any rock band that's ever had a string player in the band. I want you to just shame them. And like, so I want you to just write parts that are gonna fucking like people that other string players will hear and be like, I don't even know what this guy's doing, you know. And he did, and it's absolutely epic. It's just, and so from Fury of Your Lonely Heart, from Loose Tongues was the EP that what came out before Fury of Your Lonely Heart, but and I did, and they all went away. Never did. That's exactly. Yeah. Although I think the guy from Yellow Card's still hopping around. Okay, let's see. So, I forgot. All right, so we were in the I think we were in the E's. E's. Everywhere silly. No, we were in the F's. I did Fuck My Life. I did Food and Entertainment. I did Fuck Christmas. Fuck whatever. Okay. Fuck This Noise. I didn't do. Okay. So yeah. So I didn't do. So this is a song called Fucking Dumb. This is on my album. This is on my album Death and Taxes, I believe. Yeah, it's Death and Taxes. Capo. Oh, here it is. And Lenina, I sent you. I sent you a revised. I have a second. So I came up with a second verse, pre-chorus, second pre-chorus, and then chorus for the song. And viola has you just have a lot more options with the viola because it does sort of straddle that range. You know, like it can sound like a cello, it can sound like a violin. You know, you have a lot more flexibility. So here we go. So this is
Sugar, when we get drunk at night and we start to fight and the words start wounding, please don't heed a word I say or not anything. I'm so very foolish, I don't know why I say anything. 'Cause I'm so fucking dumb, I never should have opened my mouth. I'm so fucking dumb, I gotta say I don't know anything and I'm so fucking dumb. I never should have said a word. I'm so fucking dumb. I'm a jerk. I don't know anything at all. Sugar, last night I was ridiculous. Oh, I'll take ownership of my behavior, baby. Oh, the booze gets the best of me, so don't you heed anything. I'm so sorry for the things I do, 'cause I'm so fucking dumb. I never should have opened my mouth. I'm so fucking dumb, I gotta say I don't know anything and I'm so fucking dumb. I never should have said a word. I'm so fucking dumb, I'm a jerk. I don't know anything about One thing I've learned after all of my years is I know nothing at all. I have some notions but no solid facts. Hell, maybe your green is my blue, black, and I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why I ever tried to be right. I'm so fucking dumb, I never should have opened my mouth. I'm so fucking dumb, I gotta say I don't know anything. I'm so fucking dumb, I never should have said a word. I'm so fucking dumb, I'm a jerk. I don't know anything at all. I don't know anything at all. I don't know anything at all. I don't know anything at all.
I wrote that after we got like that was the thing. So that was written during the Katie era, and you know, and she and I would get into these arguments. We would like get into these there would be like some stupid little niggling thing that was like, you know, some nonsensical something. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Lenina. Thank you, Isabella. You know, there would be like some little niggling thing, and we would get in this argument over it, and it would become this drop down, drag out, like all night long, just screaming. And you know, I mean, certainly it was booze fueled, but even so, and I'm like, and I would wake up the next morning, I'm like, why the fuck why is that? Like, I could have just caved and been like, yeah, you know, whatever, it's totally fine. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Like, let's just agree to disagree, you know? But I didn't. I dug in my heels and we just went at it, you know? And it was like, I mean, it's funny sometimes. I don't know. Part of me begins to. I'm beginning to suspect that maybe, you know, arguments are sort of par. I mean, certainly arguments are par for the course, but you know, anyway. Anyway, whatever. So this next song is called Game 3. I wrote this. I met a girl. When I was living in downtown Los Angeles, I had a regular haunt that I would basically spend my Thursdays at. I'd be there every Thursday. And then we actually did a residency there on Thursday nights. But then also we would, you know, I would hang out kind of whenever. It was like my local watering hole. So and when the LA Kings, I'm a big hockey fan, and when the LA Kings were kind of doing the run for their very first Stanley Cup, I would go to Casey's to watch because I didn't have a TV. I didn't have cable, you know. So I recommend working opposite shifts from your significant other. I mean, it's funny that I have certainly had friends that have dealt with that. You know, like, or somebody, like, it's somebody's working a date, like a 9-to-5 gig, and then somebody else is working like in the medical industry. So they work for like three days straight. And then they you know, they're like, yeah, we barely see each other. So when we do, it's always like, hey man, how you doing? It's great. Do you want to watch a movie? And just cuddle and pass out, catch up on sleep. Anyway, so I wrote this song about this girl. So I meet her and she's like, oh, I'm a big music fan. And I'm like, oh, really? Like, I'm a musician. She's like, oh, what kind of music do you make? And I'm like indie rock. She's like, oh, I'm really big into country. And I'm like, country? What? She's like this East Side LA Mexican girl, or not Mexican, El Salvadoran girl, you know, but like Latina, like hardcore Latina. And I'm like country? Oh, okay. So I tried to write her my version of a country record. So this was the very first song that I wrote for her, and it's called Game 3.
Out at Casey's to watch the game and drink a beer or 3. The Kings were winning, everyone was in the midst of revelry. And then I turned and looked into a pair of lovely dark brown eyes sitting next to me. The Kings were killing it and I was feeling pretty high. And every now and then I turned and tried to catch her eye. Such a lovely pair of eyes they were, and she was such a lovely girl. And then I saw her smile, and I knew that I was through. And then I saw her smile, then I knew that I was through. Then I saw her smile, there was nothing I could do. Sometimes you gotta just reach out and take the hand of the lovely girl. Her name was Denise. The King proper drug. But I need no Jameson to keep myself feeling fucked up. I just drank in her eyes all night. Her loveliness it showed so bright. I drank in her smile, and I knew that I was through. Oh, I drank in her smile, and I knew that I was through. Oh, I drank in her smile. There was nothing I could do. Sometimes you gotta just reach out and take the hand of the lovely girl. Her name was Denise.
So that was, that's, oh no, that's not. So I realized, I discovered, and I need to chart it. There's actually, an the actual recorded version of that song, there's an outro that I don't include, that I forget. It's,
she was loveliness to me. Oh, this girl named Denise. She was loveliness to me.
You know what I mean? And then, she was loveliness to me. So yeah. Anyway, I'll at some point in time I'll go and review the actual album version and relearn the proper outro. But anyway, so yeah. So how's everybody doing? Happy Friday. I'm excited. So all right. So regarding the book. So there's actually some disappointing news. So Kickstarter, they finally got me the funds last night. So the money showed up in my bank today, which is nice. I woke up to it and I was like, okay, there's the money. My printer has eliminated. They used to. I could print up 100 books and they would give me 25 extra. That was there was a promotional thing that they were doing. I guess they stopped doing that promotional thing. Also, they raised the price of the actual book to actually manufacture the book. So I have a call into them because I want to see if I can't. I want to see if I can't get it at the original price. You know, the thing is it like if they just opened up a separate plant in Las Vegas and maybe that's why they've raised their prices is to like offset the cost of setting up the separate plant, But the thing is but I would think that they would fucking let me know. They'd be like, hey, you know, I mean, I've told them that I'm planning on doing these books, you know, I'm setting them up and the price point and the number I'm ordering and the way I'm doing it is all specifically designed to not fleece you guys, but at the same time also generate enough revenue for me to be able to survive for a couple months, you know, and so it's just like, you know, and so I'm like, yes, I've got this worked out perfectly. And they basically without losing those extra 25 bucks, that's $1,000. I'm out. That's $1,000 of sales I'm out. And then on top of that, they cost more to manufacture. So not only am I out the potential of $1,000 of sales for each individual book, but I'm also out because the books are now costing me a few bucks more a piece. And so I'm going to talk to them and see if I can't get it, you know, if I can't get, and if they're not willing to work with me, then I'm going to look at other vendors and see if I can find other printers. And then if I can't find anybody, then I think what I'll do is I'll just eat the loss. I'll set them out. I mean, there are Isabella. But it's funny. I went looking for other printers. And I found one that was very competitive price wise, but they didn't do square books. They did hardback. They did everything. I could do everything similar, but they only had certain formats of books that they actually did, and they didn't do the square book. So I couldn't do it like a CD. So which I'm not going to do. The thing is, like, I want them. I don't. If I do switch to a different manufacturer, I want them to be. I don't want there to be any difference. But I want them to look identical. So So anyway, whatever. So it was, so yeah, so frustrating. It's frustrating, but you know, whatever. I'll deal with it. So it's gonna take. So I have a call into them. I'm gonna call them again on Monday. If I don't hear back from them, that's the other thing is my customer service rep. She's really terrible. She's super terrible. So like she's never called me back once. She's never once called me back ever. I always have to call and just catch her at a point in time when she's around. So yeah. Anyway, so we'll see. Buggadoom. All right. Yeah. Oh yeah. So let me go back to the. So anyway, so yeah, so it's a little frustrating, but you know, whatever. It was bound to happen. Whatever, you know, I just have to like roll with it. All right, so there's a song called "Getting Dumber." So fucking dumb, and then getting, of course, then that's an F song, and then G song. So here's another song. Here's another song, but with using the other definition of the word dumb. So this is bum bum ba da dum bum ba dum bum 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 ba da dum bum ba dum bum bum ba da 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 dum bum ba da dum ba da 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 bum 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 ba da dum bum ba dum bum bum ba da dum bum ba dum bum bum ba da 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 dum bum ba da dum ba da 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 dum bum bum bum. As I get older, I get dumber. I think I'm gonna hide away this summer. I'm afraid to say anything to anyone. How did I get so effing dumb? I don't know much of anything, and the more I read, it seems to me, the less I know. There's no certainty. The more I learn, the less I know. Oh, I wish I knew everything like you. I guess I'm dumb. I'm just so dumb. I'm just so dumb. I wish I knew everything like you. I guess I'm dumb. I'm just so dumb. I'm just so dumb. Bum bum ba da dum bum ba dum bum 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 ba da dum bum ba dum bum bum ba da 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 dum bum ba da dum ba da 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 dum bum bum. The deeper I dig, the more it seems that there's layer upon layer of complexity. Nothing's as simple as it seems to be, but maybe that's just how it appears to me. Oh, I wish I knew everything like you. I guess I'm dumb. I'm just so dumb. I'm just so dumb. I wish I knew everything like you. I guess I'm dumb. I'm just so dumb. I'm just so dumb. I don't want to be a dick, but I just want to say, please believe anything you want. Just don't believe it all over me. I wish I knew everything like you. I guess I'm dumb. I'm just so dumb. I'm just so dumb. I wish I knew everything like you. I guess I'm dumb, meaning speechless. I'm fucking speechless, you fucking dick. Oh, dun, dun, dun. And I flip it, and I use the true definition of the word dumb, meaning speechless and silent. Gotta get a job. Wow, that's crazy. That's actually crazy, Cactus Chef, because I'm actually in the G's, and gotta get a job is actually coming up. So you requested it just a little bit in advance of where? Come on, a little bit in advance of when. Gotta get a. Oh, in fact, gotta get a job is not even on here because see, that's what I'm saying. I know I'm gonna miss a bunch of songs because I've got a bunch of songs that were memorized or or I just never charted because they're just easy songs for me to play. All right, so yeah, okay, so this song, this is "Gotta Get a Job." I wrote this song. The idea is right is it's a guy that his girlfriend broke up with him because she feels like he just doesn't. She's like, you don't have any ambition, you don't do anything, like you just kind of lay around the house. You're just you're basically a loser, and so this guy's like, okay, you know what I'm gonna do? Like tomorrow I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna brush my teeth and I'm gonna get my hair cut. I'm gonna get my place cleaned, and he starts listing off. He's like, and this is the shit I'm gonna do. And he starts listing off all these and you eventually and the idea. Well, anyway, I'll play the song and then we'll talk about it. But but this song was panned by music reviewers and like because of course music reviewers. First off, I hate music journalists. 95% of music journalists are fucking idiots. I mean, like literally, they can't write for a damn. They have no critical thinking skills, and they really sort of take lyrics at their most face value. But so the thing is like and then they don't really consider anyway. It's just I've dealt with hundreds of music journalists over the course of my life. I've encountered like 3 or 4 that I'm like, dude, that was a great review. It was insightful. It was personal. If they knew about music, they talked about the music from a personal perspective. Like the thing is like. Most music reviewers go, well, this band is sort of like they use guitars that sound like this band, and they kind of have this kind of vibe that sounds like this band. And they kind of do like this thing like this band, and then they'll use some music palaver, which is obviously they'll be like they'll be like, oh yeah, hey, so this is a song in a minor key. No, it's not in a minor key. It opens with the 6th chord, which is a minor chord, but it's actually in a major key. It just uses the 6th chord, which is a minor chord. So it sounds like it might be in a minor key from the opening chord, but it's not in a minor key. You just know what the fuck you're talking about because you're just pretending Anyway, so they drive me insane. They just fucking drive me insane. So, and this song, "Gotta Get a Job," was one that was just universally panned by well, not universally panned, but it was panned by a lot of by a lot of bloggers, and the one kind of like archetypal review that this one guy wrote. He's like, man, like this guy's just listing off all these things he's gonna do in his day. Like I don't want to know about that. Then that means either you didn't listen to the entire song, or you didn't put the song in any you didn't think about it at all. Because the thing is, well, anyway, I'll play it and then we'll talk about it because it's like, a lot of people use stuff that sounds like, yeah, well, no, I mean, well, yeah, the thing is like, yeah, the thing is that yes, you can use other bands to reference, like to be like, there's this, like, so if I were to say that, I'd be like, oh, like in fact, that's like, for me, so I was talking yesterday about Stephen Cogswell, right? Stephen Cogswell, he's an amazing musician. He puts out a ton of music. He writes really, really great stuff. And for me, the kinds of changes he has in his songs kind of smack to me a little bit of Frank Zappa. Because Frank Zappa will have these changes that kind of come out of nowhere and suddenly just take you on a complete left or right turn, and it's always awesome, but it's also you're like, wait, where are we going? Where's this song taking me? And it becomes an adventure. It kind of keeps you very present tense listening to the music because things keep changing in a way that's unexpected, So the thing is, so if I were reviewing Stephen Cogswell's music as generally, I would start off by saying, hey, like his music really does it, like he blends lots of different genres, and so he might start off with something that sounds like an 80s kind of hair metal lead, but then that will segue into something that sounds very classical or very folk, and then within that folk thing, you'll hear a little kind of burbling thing kind of pop up, and then all of a sudden you're kind of dealing with something that feels very, very like EDM, electronic dance music, and he's always keeping you. And the thing is, and this. And then, so I would frame it from this is what he does to my ears, and this kind of reminds me of the way Frank Zappa will structure a song, where it always kind of keeps you guessing. There's always something new. There's always some new little thing to interest the ear and interest the head, That's not the way most people write. Most people write, they're like, yeah, so they've got this kind of like the guitar sound kind of sounds like, Swerve Driver. They got these kind of Swerve Drivery guitar sounds, but then the vocal style, it's kind of really reminds me of like, it's like Smoke. It's like Morrissey, but Smoking Popes, like a blend between. You're like, fuck you guys, Anyway, so. Ba-da-da-dum, 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 ba-da-da-dum. Gotta get a job, I'm gonna get a haircut. Gotta brush my teeth and change my underwear. Gonna make some toast and search some morning paper. Gonna get up and breathe the morning air. No more slacking off, no more falling down. No more hanging fire cause the bossy ain't around. And I've gotta get a job working on the weekdays. Gotta read a book and gotta learn to pray. Gotta buy a car and hope it don't break down, cause I got a lot of things to do today. La 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 la. So get the hell out of my way cause I'm afraid I cannot stay. Baby, don't you stay strange cause I'm about to make a change. Ba-da-dum, ba-da-da-dum, ba-da-dum. Gotta clean the place and empty all the trash cans. Gotta mop the floor and maybe vacuum too. Vitamins and juice will be my only diet. Gonna clean the fridge and empty all the booze. No more dirty mess, no more pigsty. No more smelling sickly like something was left and dying. I'm gonna buy you shoes, a jacket and a wallet. Gonna get you through my shoe to say hello. Gotta learn to speak Spanish and Italian. Gonna buy myself a nifty new phone. La 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 la. So get the hell out of my way cause I'm afraid I cannot stray. Oh baby, don't you say it straight cause I'm about to make a change. Cause I'm here and I'm ready to go. It's clear that you don't know just why I gotta try to maybe let me be your guy. Say, oh, I gotta know, is it true that we are through? Which is why I gotta try to maybe let me be your guy. Say, maybe let me be your guy. Say, oh, ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum. Gonna make a climb up the corporate ladder. Gonna buy and sell on the Nikkei. Gonna engineer a corporate takeover. Gonna buy DuPont and sell it all away. No more being poor or doing it without. No more worries, no more dancing. No more worries, no more woes, and no more nagging dancing. I'm gonna buy a house somewhere in the Hamptons. Gonna buy a house on the hills of Bel Air. Everyone will burn with terrible envy. Everyone will scream, it simply isn't fair. La 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 la. So get the hell out of my way cause I'm afraid I cannot stray. Oh baby, don't you say it's strange cause I'm about to make a change. So it's obvious, right? So the guy, so it starts off, so if you pay attention to the song, it starts off with the guy saying, I gotta get a job, I'm gonna get a haircut, gotta brush my teeth. So he's like, it's still early in the morning. These are the things he needs to do. And so like I think of him as just this guy laying in bed thinking about the things he's going to do. And he's just daydreaming and he's just getting more and more like, but like if his place is that filthy and if he doesn't actually, like if he has to remind himself to brush his teeth and if he has to remind himself to get a haircut, if he has to remind himself to do these things, there's a huge chance he's not going to do them, right? The thing is like, it's just him waxing poetic about like, oh yeah, this is what I'm going to do. He's just one of those people that overcommits and says, "Oh, I'm going to do all this," and then does none of it. Doesn't even do a fraction of it. Does none of it. At the time of writing this, I knew hundreds of people like this. That was like a regular occurrence in a conversation I would have in Los Angeles with people. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, man, yeah, I'm thinking about going and studying yoga, and then I want to open my own yoga studio, And I'm like, dude, and I would just be like, all right, man, that's fucking awesome. I hope you do it. That's great. Good on you. Knowing full well that this is the 8th thing that they proposed to me over the past year, the things that they were going to do, that there's no way they're going to do it. They're going to do it. So. You know, and I mean, I'll be supportive, but I'll also be pragmatic. And the thing is, and so I wrote a song about that impulse, that like, this is what I'm going to do. You know, like, and it's called Gotta Get a Job, because it's like, the guy doesn't even have a job, you know. He's like, all right, these are the things I'm going to do. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Yeah, you know, I mean, yeah, it's you know, it's funny, it's funny, and I know a big part of why it is that people don't tackle those kinds of things is because they don't realize that you need a compartment, like you need to break things down into easy bite-sized steps, and then you start taking down those individual steps, you know. So like starting your own business seems really daunting, but when you go, oh, you know what, well let me I want to open up a bookstore. Can I find a supply? Can I find can I find a supply of books? Well, do I want to be a used bookstore? Do I want to be a new bookstore? Can I find a location? You know, the thing is like, so you start, if you got like a little bit of seed capital, you're like, all right, I'm going to find a decent location where I know, you know, people that like, oh, there's a place near the university, you know, maybe I can go, maybe I set something up there, you know? Oh, really? Are you? Yeah, Cactus. Yeah, you know, and it's funny. The thing is like, you know, and so I realized, so and in fact, actually, this used to happen, right? So I had a lot of friends that were actors in Los Angeles, of course, LA, right? And they were constantly complaining about the fact that they couldn't get cast and stuff, like it was all SAG and equity stuff, right? So equity is for the stage actors and SAG is for the film actors, and if you weren't part of either union, you couldn't get any work. And I was like, well, guys, I'm like, you don't need why don't you, all 10 of you, my 10 actor friends that all hang out together and all know each other, why don't the 10 of you find a play that you all would like to do, and why don't you all of you find the play? Why don't you cast it yourselves? Why don't you all buy the play? Why don't you pay the $50 or whatever it is to put on a public performance of this play, or what, you know, like whatever, like find something that's going to be a cheap thing to put, like. You cast it yourselves, you figure it all out, you block it yourselves, block it for a 360-degree stage, and then go perform it in the park and let your friends know. And the thing is like, you know, and just do it every Sunday, you know, and I guarantee you, if you do it and you do it well, people will start showing up. You just have to keep on it, you know, and you can just keep switching up plays and keep, you know, and let everybody kind of have an opportunity to play a lead, you know, and you can maybe, I mean, you don't even need a director. You can all direct it yourselves, but like whatever, like, or you assign somebody, but you can literally do this without any money. You can just do it. And they're like, oh, but you know, and I'm like, no, like, dude, like the thing is like, you can't tell me that there's not fucking families and there's not people that wouldn't like to see a fucking play on Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. on a beautiful day in Los Angeles. They wouldn't like to go. They wouldn't want to go out to a park and watch fucking Shakespeare. Like that, you can't tell me that that's not, you know, that's not, that you won't find an audience, you know. Oh, well, and I'm like, I see. No, you guys, you just want to grouse. You don't want to like actually do any work. You just want to grouse, you know. And so that was my thing. So I would run across these friends and they'd be like, oh, that's what I want to do. And I'm like, well, then do it, dude. Like, this is how I would do it. This is what I can see as a way. And the thing is like, for me, like that the acting thing was a great, like really, if they had done that, and if they had done that every single week. So if they had done like 2 or 3 rehearsals a week and then put on a play every Sunday, I guarantee you in a couple years they would have built a really strong following. And I also guarantee you that because it was Los Angeles, the casting directors and and producers and film and TV people of every stripe and stage people of every stripe would have made their way, particularly because a lot of the people lived in Pasadena. Pasadena is a small town, you know, and so you know, go to the park just near Fair, you know, just near Old Town on Fair Oaks. Just put on a play there, you know. I guarantee you'll find your audience, you know. And so, but again, you know, like the thing is that like, I think that's the one thing that really separate. For whatever reason, I'm able to see that, and I'm able to execute that kind of thing, but only on creative stuff. Only like, I mean, I can do it for other things, but I just don't like. But for me, like, oh yeah, to make a record, I just need to. First, I need to write songs. Okay, let me write some songs. All right, now I got some songs. Now I need to, you know, I need to put together a band. All right, well, now I got my band. I don't want to put together a band. How do I figure out drums? Well, let me try drum machines. Let me try actually building drums from a note to note basis. You know, Yeah. That's you know, and it might not be linear. That's exactly right. Put in the effort, and your end result will be met. And it may not be met in the exact way you want it to. But the thing is as long as you're putting in the work, good things will happen, you know? And it's just, and it could, and it really could be. I mean, look at Ed Wood, like Ed Wood, he was terrible, he wrote terrible scripts. He did terrible, he made terrible B and C and D movies, but they were so, he did them in earnest, and he developed a cult following, and then years later, Tim Burton makes a movie about him starring Johnny Depp, like the thing is like, you just do it, and you eventually, and you do it. You either do it with an eye on the pulse of the people. So you do it like for me, I wanted to write songs that were catchy because my friends wrote catchy songs. So, and I wasn't writing when we first started hanging out, I wasn't writing catchy songs, so I worked at it. And once they were singing along, I took it to an audience, and the audience wasn't really super engaged. So I just kept writing, and I kept writing. Viz, the jogging monkey on BoJack Horseman. Every day it gets a little easier, but you have to do it every day, and that's the hard part. Yeah, and that's exactly right. That is exactly, and when you, and if you can't do it every day, if you can't do it every day, then do it 4 days a week. Just build some sort of routine and just do it. And push it forward. And it's crazy. It's crazy how much you can get done just by doing small little incremental bits of work on a regular basis. So wait. So.
I will always be the caller, but it's alright. I'm gonna work till the day that I die. No, I'll never retire, but it's alright. It's alright, baby, yes, it's alright. It's alright, baby, yes, it's alright. Just so long as I come home to you, baby, it is alright. I'll never be lonely, and when I'm with you, there's nothing I will suffer through. I'll say it one more time, I'm dying slowly. I'm with you, there's nothing I will suffer through. Every day that I live is the day that I die, and it makes me cry, but it's alright. Every dollar I make is a dollar they take, but sugar, let me tell you that it's alright. It's alright, baby, yes, it's alright. It's alright, baby, yes, it's alright. Just so long as I come home to you, baby, it is alright. Never be lonely, and when I'm with you, there's nothing I will suffer through. I'll say it one more time, I'm dying slowly, but when I'm with you, there's nothing I will suffer through. But growing old, thought feeling like a failure. But there's things I own. The songs I wrote, I'm going home, so I can be with you. I'm sick of sucking on your dick, motherfucker, for a buck, but I'll tell you that it's alright. I'll never be satisfied, I'll never be gratified, but sugar, let me tell you that it's alright. It's alright, baby, yes, it's alright. It's alright, baby, yes, it's alright. Just so long as I come home to you, baby, it is alright. I'll never be lonely, and when I'm with you, there's nothing I will suffer through. I'll say it one more time, I'm dying slowly, but when I'm with you, there's nothing I won't suffer through.
That's a song called "It's Alright." That's the opening track on our third album. That's it's funny. I take real serious umbrage working shitty jobs for shitty pay. And when I was, and there have been times in my life as a working musician where I've just run out of funds, for whatever reason, I've just went into serious financial distress. And so I'm like, fuck, I have to take a part-time job for 3 or 4 months, and in Los Angeles, there was a place. It was like a temp service called Apple Temp Service or something. And so I would use them, and they would find me these like, oh, it's a $15 an hour job. It's like 40 hours a week, and it's just filing. It's like filing, you know. So, but I also did like moving, like packing people's houses up and moving them to their new house and then unpacking them. And I worked in the Williamson Gallery at the Art Center, basically doing art installations. Like I've just done all sorts of like weird side gigs just to make a little bit of extra money. And some of them were awesome because I was working with friends and musician friends, and we would talk about music, and it was like while we were working, and that was awesome. But often it would be just me like in a filing room, you know. And the thing is like, and I would be, and I'd be, and I was making a decent enough money to like kind of help me pay my bills and what have you. But I'm like, this is my life. These are the hours of my life. These precious little moments that I have as I'm racing, as I'm fucking flying towards my ultimate demise. And I'm doing this, like, really, like, this is what I'm like, and it just rankled, and so I have lots of songs that kind of like smack of that kind of stuff. But well, because that would be a potential copyright infringement, Kiyoshi Akira, and I wouldn't want to. I mean, if you want to, I mean, I do, don't I? I think I do have that already. Then on you can do it.
Alrighty then.
There you go. See? So yeah, if you want to throw it in there, you can. Hey, Ariana Grenade. Thank you so much for the follow. Did I pronounce that right? Is it Ariana? It looks like it's not Ariana Grande, but it's Ariana Grenade. Am I pronouncing that right? Yeah, and I get it. I totally get it. It needs to be done, But the thing is it's like, but I just think that the compensation needs to be better. The thing is that like you can't pay people. And $15 an hour is not like a starvation wage. But in LA, living in downtown Los Angeles, my overhead net was such that even that like barely allowed me to barely scrape by. And so I was working 40 hours a week and barely scraping by, doing something I hated. It wasn't for me. It was at that point in time that I was like, maybe I need to. Maybe I need to, like reconsider where I live, minimize my expenses somewhat. All right, so let me go back to the list of songs. So I'm playing. Oh no, it's right here. I'm playing my entire. Oh, ghosting. What is ghosting? So all right. So here you go. So here's a song. Here's a song that I did not record. It uses G7 to C. So this, I wish I could show this to you. So I've got, this is the song. I have no idea what this is. It's called Ghosting. I've got the chord charts. It's an intro using G7 to C, and then it uses E7, A7, D7, G to G7 turn of the verse. And then the chorus is C, so I've got lyrics. Well, boys, that's all she wrote. Everything's gone up in smoke, but there's a silver lining. It's shining like a diamond. There might be a way off this boat. I know. We worked harder than most, but fortune favors those that can boast. Money, money, money. Powerful friends and honeys that also live on your boat. And so it goes. I know that we're a-fading, we're disappearing, but I don't mind ghosting because I am out. Oh, I am out. And so I know. So I've got this whole song, and I don't know how it goes. I don't know how like. I don't know how I don't know. Anyway, whatever. So that's a song I have to sacrifice to the gods of rock and roll. Adios, ghosting, and be well. But this song, Ghosts, I do know. So here's another song that uses the word ghost. Well, no, but no, I couldn't do that. The song exists. It exists. It's out there. It exists in time and history. I can't just like pretend. I can't do that. I can't disrespect the song that way. It's just, it just exists in a moment in time I can't access anymore.
Ghosts are haunting my house. They drift through my head. Some float through the upstairs, some sleep in my bed. A place is quite crowded with the echoes of the dead. Some smash on my things and break all the glass. Some simply just wail while others distract me with the songs they sing, the things that could have been. The dead, they wait to take me out tonight, but I stay inside. The dead create a little pain each night, and I hold it quite tight. Yes, I hold it in my heart. That's where it belongs. Oh, there's dead all around, as packed as can be. There's nowhere to go and there's no getting free. The dead call my name in shame, I answer in the dark. They're whispering words of things I have done, of the hearts I have killed and the loves I have shunned. The stones that I throw, I know in time there will be blood. The dead, they wait to take me out tonight, but I stay inside. The dead create a little pain each night, and I hold it quite tight. Yes, I hold it in my heart. That's where it belongs. Someday soon I will be done for. Someday soon I will be done for. I can't run anymore. I won't run anymore. The dead, they wait to take me out tonight, but I stay inside. The dead create a little pain each night, and I hold it quite tight. Yes, I hold it in my heart. That's where it belongs.
Let me see if I can. Maybe I did record that song. I don't think so. Maybe it's maybe I am good. Well, but there are a lot of other songs that I walk away from as well. So yeah, I don't have a recording of it. Ghosting. Yeah, that's so crazy. Anyway, yeah, I wrote a song and didn't record it. And maybe I did record it on and thank you, Lenina. Maybe I did record it on my phone. Sometimes that's one thing that fucking drives me nuts, and I think I should be able to turn it off. I just haven't figured out how. I think sometimes my iPhone updates to my sometimes my iPhone will update everything to the iCloud, and it will like remove all the songs off my phone and put it on the iCloud instead, which I don't like. I prefer to just transfer them from my phone straight to my computer. And then invariably what will happen is I'll be drunk and be like, oh, let me go check out I want to clear out my iCloud. Cause I'll be like, you're running out of space on your iCloud. I'll be like, oh, screw that. And I will then go into my iCloud, and be like, get rid of, I'll look at it and be like, oh, I've got all these songs. I'll get rid of stuff. And I'll be like, and I'll wake up the next morning and be like, wait, did I erase all those songs I don't have any of those, So it could have been one of those moments, a drunken purging of songs. What? Some sounds out of tune here. Give me 1 second. There you go. That was. Okay. You know what? Can I just tell you that an hour has passed since I started doing this? That was the fucking fastest hour. See, that was the crazy fast hour. Oh, dang, Cactus Chef, thank you. I totally missed that, man. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much, man. Thank you kindly. So this is I wrote this song back in 1996. I wrote this when Kim and I were still together. I wrote this song when Kim and I were still together. She and I broke up a couple times and got back together. And but I wrote this while we were still together, our very first time. That's crazy, right? Like this song was written a long time ago. Kim was my first like long-term girlfriend, and right. Hey, Taper Cat. There's always been more space in the matter. Can it erase the matter, get you down? 'Cause you're never around. Well, I can say emphatically that I found a girl of my dreams, but she's sleeping. And I found a girl of my dreams, but she's sleeping all the time. La 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 la. Hush, don't say a word. La 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 la. Hush, don't say a word. So how's it gonna go when the right becomes a bomb? Well, you still hear this song. Well, I can say emphatically that I found a girl of my dreams, but she's sleeping. And I found a girl of my dreams, but she's sleeping all the time. La 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 la. Hush, don't say a word. La 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 la. Hush, don't say a word. Bum 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 ba da da dum dum. God save us in a little book tucked away in a corner of the universe. God save us in a little book tucked away in a corner of the universe. I've been ill, I'm getting worse, my symptoms cannot be reversed, but when I'm with her, I feel okay. I've been ill, I'm getting worse, my symptoms cannot be reversed, but when I'm with her, I feel okay. I've been sleeping sound since you've been around. Nothing brings me down, so let it all come down. Well, I can say emphatically that I found a girl of my dreams, but she's sleeping. And I found a girl of my dreams, but she's sleeping all the time. So yeah, and that song is actually about depression. When a lot of people when they're very depressed, all they do is sleep, and so Kim, my girlfriend at the time, she was working with her family. They'd started up a new business and they were working really, really long hours. And she and I were living together, and she was just in a really kind of bad place. And she and I had almost broken up once before all this time, because I was working really hard, and when I would get home, I would get to work at like 8:30 in the morning, and then I'd work until like 8 o'clock at night. And when I get home, I didn't want to do anything other than just like play Ultima Online or something, or just watch a movie. I was just, and so Kim would try to engage. She'd be like, let's go out and get some dinner. Or she'd dress sexy and she'd make dinner and be like, hey, come, like, and I was just super just distant, and so I had just gone through that, and she and I talked about it, and I kind of did some course correcting, and I kind of I literally actively had to be like, okay, Mike, you're done with work. You got to put work aside. And you got to take some time and think, like, you're going to go home and you're going to hang out with Kim. We're going to hang out. We're going to have a good time, And I would actively have to drill that. I would have to walk myself through that process so that when I walked in the door, I was like, hey, how you doing? What's going on? What are you up to? And let's do something, And then all of a sudden she finds herself doing the exact same thing. So now she's working really late, and she's getting home, and so when she wasn't working, she would just sleep, And so I was like, and I was like, hey, sweetheart, the roles were reversed, a year ago, and I was doing exactly what you're doing right now. And I just want to say, I see what you're up to. You don't think I think we should sort this out, because otherwise it's gonna end our relationship, which it did. And it did. Well, it did for the first time, and then yeah, and so that song is all about that whole and it's funny, but that song, so this is a point in time when I was playing with I was hanging out every weekend with my buddies that were all great songwriters in the bands Otto and in the Halston Stop. So it was the first time I hung out with Schmed. It was the first time I hung out with Nate and Sean from Arlo, and the first time I hung out with Soup from the Halston Stop. So Schmed and Soup were in a band called the Halston Stops. Nate and Sean were in a band called Otto that eventually became Arlo. They eventually signed to Sub Pop and became Arlo. And then I was in a Vermicious K. And the five of us would hang out, and we would get beers and often drugs, and we would get together on Friday night and just start passing the guitar around and playing songs. And whenever I played my songs, and we'd all sing along to each other's songs and harmonize and figure out cool background vocals and and what have you. But every time I sang, they wouldn't sing along. And and I was like, what's going, why don't they sing along to my stuff? So I kept writing, I was like, so every single week I would have one or two new songs. Hey guys, check these out, which was great, because then they're like, fuck man, I want to write. And so we all, every time somebody introduced a new song, we're like, oh, that's an amazing song. I want to write a new song. Except they were always complimentary, but they never sang along to mine. And so the very first time, so when I finally got to that la 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 la, hush, don't say a word, la la la. So the second time that chorus came around, they sang along, and it was magical. Because it had been a few months, I'd been writing and trying to compel them to sing along. And so that was the first song that they sang along to. And I was like, yes, this is so great. And then I was like, okay, now what made that song different than the rest, And so I had to I had to break it apart and be like, okay, well, what is it that why is this song so different than the others, And and it's really funny. That was at the point in time when they started effacing my I was a big Dissonance guy, without realizing it. The thing is, I was a big Pavement fan. I was a big Archers of the Loaf fan. I was a big noisy guitars and fuzz and kind of chaos, and slowly but surely they were effacing that and pulling me into the Beatles and the Beach Boys, in ELO camp, so which is fine, which was awesome, Because the punk rock and the slacker rock still stuck with me, attributes of it still stuck with me. All right, let me see. So, Girl is Sleeping, and then Give Me Strength. Oh, all right. So, oh shit. I think about your figure all the time, all the shit. Okay, all right. So this one I don't have charted, but I think I remember how this one goes. This is. Okay. So this is a song called "Give Me Strength." This is a song I did not want on the third, or this is a third record or fourth record. I think it's what is give me. I think "Give Me Strength" is on "Selling Out, Going Home." I think it is. I don't know. It could be on. It could be on. It could be on. I think it's the penultimate song on "Sunshine, Joy, and Happiness." Actually, I don't know, but I didn't want the song on the record. I love the bridge. I didn't think the chorus was that great, or I didn't think the verses and choruses were that great. And I think it was Dave and Colin that were like, dude, we like this song. Let's put it on the record. And so I was like, oh, all right, you know. And so, but it has grown on me. But so it goes. I think about your figure all the time, you know. The shape you make beneath your hip and stylish clothes, and all the things that I would like to do with you, and all the things that I would hope you'd like us to. You smell so clean, you look so fine, I can't control these hands of mine. I kiss your lips and you kiss mine, I can't control my air in mine. Oh my God, I'm about to explode. I'm about to explode. Oh no. Oh my God, I'm about to explode. I'm about to explode. Oh no. Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na. Bum ba bum bum ba bum ba bum ba-na-na bum. Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na. Bum ba bum ba bum ba bum ba ba-na-na bum. I think about the way your hips fill your jeans, and how your smile casts a spell enchanting me. The words you speak are like a drug I'm addicted to. I could never get enough of the drug that's you. I love your shape with hand and mouth. My body aches, you scream and shout. I want your love, I want you here. Come sit close to me, my dear. Oh my God, I'm about to explode. I'm about to explode. Oh no. Oh my God, I'm about to explode. I'm about to explode. Oh no. Jesus Christ, give me strength, 'cause I want to thoroughly explore the breadth and the length of your body. Jesus Christ, I have sinned, and I'll do it again and again and again and again and again. Oh, your body. Oh my God, I'm about to explode. I'm about to explode. Oh no. Oh my God, I'm about to explode. I'm about to explode. Oh no. Oh my God, I'm about to explode. I'm about to explode. Oh no. Oh my God, I'm about to explode. I'm about to explode. Oh no. I'm about to explode. Oh no. Yeah, so yeah, you know, like I like it lyrically. You know, there was just, you know, it's a pretty simple song. At a you know, anyway. Hey, thank you, Lenita. Yeah, that's exactly. Yes, yeah, that's. Yeah, you know, but you know, I really think about that. Like the thing that's such a bullshit conceit, right? Like the idea that sex and the sex and sexy thoughts and like would be in any way an unholy thing is so weird to me, right? Because it's like every single person on the planet Earth got here because of sex. I mean, maybe there's a test tube baby out there, you know, maybe there might be 3, you know, but otherwise, literally 7 billion people also got here because of sex. It is hardwired into us. It is a natural thing that every human being does. Why? It's like emblematic of human cognitive dissonance, right? Like, oh yes, this is something that we all like to do. It's something that feels good. It's something that the poor can do easily, that feels like it's a great way to spend an hour just enjoying yourself, and let's make it a dirty, nasty, horrible thing. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, really? Like that's the way we're going to tackle this? And it just drives me nuts, you know? Like, cuz yeah, you know, it's like a vestigial It's like a vestigial perspective that is, you know, I mean, now, particularly in this day and age, right? Because now we know about safe sex, and now we have ways to protect ourselves, and we have medications and things that will allow us to, like, you know, you can have whatever kind of wild, perverted, crazy, raucous sex you want with almost very little consequence. So why not celebrate and enjoy your body and the bodies of other people that as long as you're consenting, as long as everybody's having a good time, as long as everybody's into it, And so, well, at least we aren't in the Victorian era where, and that's, but again, I do recognize that when you never saw another person's flesh at all, and then you saw an ankle and that was titillating, that's pretty fucking awesome, right? Like the thing is like could you imagine like when you're like oh my, like if you're losing your mind when you actually see somebody's ankle, could you imagine how fucking raring to go you would be when you actually got somebody completely naked? Like that would just blow my so I do think it's like I do think that there was a trade-off, but I think that the attitudes behind sex and the attitudes behind like sexy behavior and vilifying people for deviant, like all of us have fetishes. All of us have things that turn us on that kind of fall out of it. Yeah. So, so sorry for the delay. I got signed out of Twitch on, don't even sweat it, Jamie. Yeah, that happens to me every now and again. And all of my passwords are like 26 keys long and they're all like randomized, like chaos. And so I'm like, if it happens when I'm not at home, where I have actually all my password keys, I'm like, fuck, I won't, like if like when I was on tour, if I would like, I'd be like, oh, I'm not going to be able to hop on my laptop for like 3 days, so which means I don't have access to Twitch for 3 days. Great, awesome. You realize table claws are because a table leg was considered. That's very funny. Sometimes, I mean, well, yes, okay. So I too have Touch ID. Every now and again, I'll change my password, forgetting that I haven't changed it on my phone. And then I'll be on like I would do that, and then I'd be on tour, and then I'd be like, oh shit, I forgot I changed my password, and now and sometimes I change my password, and I'd change it here, and I'd leave it here, and then I'd be on tour and be like, oh shit, I can't log into this thing, I don't remember what it is, I need to do a password, I need to recover my password, but I have like 6 or 7 emails, and I've got a junk email that I use for anything that's not a super important app. And so, and I don't have that password, the password for that email on my phone, and it's another 26 character long key. And so sometimes, there were some apps that when I was on tour last, where I'm like, oh, I won't be able to use it until I get home, but that's, oh yeah, yes. Yeah. Although I do like talking about both breasts and thighs. They're delicious. I think it's important to always have a breast and or thigh in your mouth at least 70% of the day. So yeah, that's just my personal perspective on breasts and thighs. No, well, I mean, it's just it's just smart. The thing is like, I mean, I've definitely had people try to dox me, and I've definitely had people try to like access my accounts. Like usually it's gaming accounts. Usually what happens is I'll get into a flaming battle with somebody, that considers themselves a hacker, and then they'll be like, oh, I'm gonna fuck you up, man. All right, dude, come on, bring it on. Oh, does he? Oh, that's more than I do. I usually what I do is I actually just I will put together 4 nonsense words, right? So it'll be like nipple, tarantula, monkey, sandwich. And then what I'll do is if they allow for spaces, so I'll put those in, and then I'll replace individual letters with symbols. So I'll be like, nipple will be like N1PP 1E, and stuff like that. And then that's how I frame them. But it'll usually end up being 20 plus characters. But Purple Sun, how you doing, man? Good to see you, amigo. Reminds me of moms of teenagers confronting them about being gay because they had a male-to-male USB cable. Wait, what? Does that actually happen? Does that actually happen, Elix? All right. Let me see where were we? Yeah. Nipple tarantula monkey sandwich. Yeah, I'm fairly certain that I probably have a password with those exact words on. Because I do. I'll just come up with like just bizarre. Tech ignorant soccer mom sees male to male on the package. Oh yeah, yes, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh my God, my poor boy. All right. So go drunk, you're home. This is a song I co-wrote with my chat. This was the first song that I co-wrote I kept playing. Like we co-wrote one song before this that I just didn't practice and it just kind of disappeared. It goes. Let's have another round, it's on me. Let's have another round or three. Let's party all the time and claim victory. Toss one back, throw 'em back till I can't see. Eyes are swimming, knees are weak, I'm tipsy. Another shot and that makes 3 or 50. Someone film this flaming shot. Call 911, slug it back, I got the knack. This video is going viral. Let's climb up on the chairs, throw our glasses in the air. Let's set these shots on fire. Let's climb up on the chairs, throw our glasses in the air. Let's set these shots on fire. Go drunk, you're home. 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 1 Jack, 2 tequila, 3 or 4. One more shot and hear us roar. 1 Jack, 2 3 tequila, 4. One more shot and we'll kiss the floor. Awesome. I can drink what I want, don't touch me. Fuck you and your cops, don't cuff me. Also for I'm fine, don't tase me. I can stop when I want, all of you can fuck right off. Let's climb up on the chairs, throw the glasses in the air. Let's set these shots on fire. Let's climb up on the chairs, throw our glasses in the air. Let's set these shots on fire. Go drunk, you're home. 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 1 Jack, 2 tequila, 3 or 4. One more shot and hear us roar. 1 Jack, 2 3 tequila, 4. One more shot and we'll kiss the floor. Need to leave, it's nearly 3. Should've stopped, gotta work tomorrow. Gotta be up at 6 for the HR webinar. Need to leave, it's nearly 3. But that hottie leaves me gasping. So I guess this is why God invented aspirin. Let's climb up on the chairs, throw our glasses in the air. Let's set these shots on fire. Let's climb up on the chairs, throw our glasses in the air. Let's set these shots on fire. Go drunk, you're home. 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 Yeah, so that was the first one that we wrote. That one was at least partially inspired by Night Attack. So one of the programs that I'm a frequent guest on is another program that actually now streams here on Twitch. They first started streaming. They first started streaming. I don't know what service they were using to start, but they've kind of migrated, and then eventually they built their own platform, and then they migrated to Twitch a couple years ago, and the show's kind of changed its name, but they started in 2009, They've got a really amazing community. The show's now called Night Attack, and they were and in the post show they would do these things called the flaming shot fails, where they'd watch YouTube videos of flaming shots, and there was a game they would play where everybody would guess exactly what would happen with the person drinking the flaming shot, right? Because a lot of people don't realize that you're supposed to fucking blow the shot out before you drink it. You don't try to drink a fucking fiery ball of 151, you know? And so that was at the time that they were doing that. We wrote that song, and so they were winding down. They were winding down with the flaming shots, but flaming shot fails. But it was a lot of fun. So, okay, can I just say, remember when I was telling you guys that my wrist was really hurting? It is totally fine now. I spent all day playing it. It was really painful. It was real painful all the way to the end of the night. I went to bed. I woke up. I totally forgot about it. I just right now did I realize, oh yeah, my wrist was in serious pain. Like it's something about as long as I just play through it, as long as I don't let my body, as long as I just tell my body, I'm like, look, dude, this is what we do. You can't get in the way of me doing what I need to do to survive. And my body's like, oh, okay, well, stop hurting. All right, Mike, we get it. We just want to let you know that you might have injured your wrist, but fuck it. We'll just turn off the pain. Thank you so much, buddy. Tinder is a powerful thing for starting fires. I know it. I certainly Tinder is really great. If you don't have Tinder, it's really hard to get like a good campfire going. Or if you're an arsonist, like it's always important to have some Tinder with you. Particularly if you want to like get the fire going really quickly. Yes, yeah, or a lighter. If you got a lighter, it's still. I mean, if you just try to light a log, that's really hard, So, I realize I've slept with more people than my folks, brothers, sisters, and that's I'm very happy that you're outstripping your niece, right? I think it's like if your niece was like, no, I got you, I'm totally just like, Jamie, I've destroyed you. I'd be like, wait, what's going on? What's happening in that household? Oh, wow. That's awesome. That's great. Yeah, I think I think that's great. The thing is, I think sex is fun. I think sex is fun. It's cheap. It's a fun thing to do. I think the fact that people that they stigmatize it is such a heartbreaking thing, because it really should be, It doesn't. You can just have sex with somebody. You can just fuck somebody. Be like, hey, let's see, you want to fuck? It's gonna feel good. Like the thing is, and that does not, in no way does that intrude on. And I think it's so funny, because I've definitely seen people that have done that whole, like, they take a piece of tape, like the abstinence people. They take a piece of tape and they're like, see, and if you really love someone, this piece of tape represents your love to this person, right? And if you put it on just one person, then it just sticks there forever. But if you put it on this person, and then you pull it off, and you put it on this person, then eventually it no longer sticks, because you lose your capacity to love, and you're just a slutty. No, are you fucking kidding me? Fuck you. The thing is like, are you kidding? Like, that doesn't change. That's not how that fucking works. You don't get to just make shit up. The thing is it like, yeah, if you love somebody and you're fucking in love with them, the thing is like, the sex is all, it really is, Lydia. It's so funny. Like because I went to Christian schools as a kid. I went to Christian schools. I went to Catholic schools. I dealt with a lot of that total like nonsensical kind of thinking. And I'm like, no, that's like, but I was a believer. I was a true believer for a long time. All the way up until high school. I mean, I kind of walked away from the more militant perspectives of like the more fundamentalist perspectives on religion. But even so, but it wasn't until my junior year in high school that I actually was like, hey, and I actually had a conversation with God. I was like, God, I appreciate that you're watching out for me. I really do. I really like, but I want to be an adult, and I want to do this on my own. Like, the thing is that I don't want your help. I don't want your influence. I want you to just like leave me alone. Leave my life alone. Let me do this on my own. So I know that I'm an adult and I'm just figuring this all out on my own, and I'll make my mistakes and I'll fuck up and I'll skin my knee and I'll get up and I'll keep going. And that was the beginning of me moving to my agnostic perspective. But because I was literally raised I was raised in a very, very, very ultra religious household, So you could just as easily say this sponge is so dry and useless by itself, but look how much water it can absorb, and that water is other people's genitalia. That's great. Hands down, utterly in love and best sex ever. Date guitarists exclusively. Oh yeah, well that's I think that's excellent advice, Jamie. I do have to say that's very, very excellent advice. And no, I'm fairly certain that the violists are way, way, way down in the pack when it comes to it. But yeah, the thing is like, anyway, I just think it's it breaks my heart, because the thing is like, if you are someone that falls in love with somebody, don't even sweat it, Isabella. Don't even sweat it. You have a date penis. I mean pianist. Yeah. But yeah, don't sweat, Isabella. Don't even sweat it. You have an awesome weekend, and hopefully we see you again next week. And you have a great weekend, and it's always awesome when you're here. And keep making great food and posting images of it in the Discord, so I can live vicariously through the food that you make. Yeah, you have a great night. You sleep well. Okay, so what was I doing? I did girl sleeping, give me strength, go drunk your home. Oh, go to the mattress. Oh, okay. So all right, so this song. Oh, there is. Yes, there is. Yeah, and it's a fun Discord, because it's like it's basically everybody here. We just take the conversation outside of the here. But yeah, here let's do. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. There you go. You found it. You found it. So yeah, awesome. And Ghost of Summer, you could easily say my love is like this flask full of water. When I love people, I pour some out. When I'm all out, then I go to the gay bar downtown and get that flask filled up with cum mask. Yes, that's exactly right. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? There's nothing wrong with that. But no, really, there's not. I mean, that's the thing, is like, it's like, fuck, man, we're here for 6 seconds. This is our life. Like, that's it. We're the bird that flies into a lit window. Flies into a lit room and flies out. It's just so ephemeral. It's so just quick. And so why not fucking celebrate and find the joy and find the pleasure? Now the thing is like don't do it in self-destructive way. I mean, a little self-destruction now and then is awesome. A little bit of like, fuck it, I'm just going to like, you know what, fuck it, let's just have a great time. That's awesome. But the thing is but like too much of that ends up creating shame spirals and ends up creating significant distress, And the thing is, and I know because I've done it to myself over and over again over the course of my life. That's what I'm just talking about. My personal, like, maybe you can do it with impunity. And if you can, awesome. But the thing is, but otherwise, man, I just think it's like, it breaks my heart that people get so, and if you just want to find somebody and fall in love with that one person and that be your only sexual partner to the end of your days, that's fucking awesome. But I hope you guys are experimenting. I hope that sex is always a fun and exciting, because we're hardwired for sex, so why not make it fun and enjoyable and awesome and sexy and thrilling and and just so impunity. Yes, that's true. Should I even explain that? Should I even explain that, Eric? All right. Here. This is good. This is good to the mattress. Oh yeah, so I was going to preface this. So this song is about abusive relationships. I had a close friend. I had a close friend and a relatively new friend, and I introduced the two of them, and they got involved together. And my close friend of at this point in time, by about a decade, every now and again she would call me at like 4 a.m. in tears, and she'd be like, "Can you please come over?" and it was obvious that they got in a fight, and it was obvious that the fight had gotten physical. And so, of course, I would drive over furious, like, what the fuck, dude? You don't hit a fucking girl, you know? And I would walk up and I'd be like, what the fuck? And I was furious, and she'd be like, no, everything's fine, we sorted everything out, everything's fine, you know? And this kept happening, and so I had a conversation with him at one point in time, and I was like, dude, what's going on, man? And he's like, it's like 3 a.m. or it's 4 a.m, and we're drunk. And she starts hitting on me. She just starts hitting me, you know. And it's like, yeah, I could leave, but it's 4 a.m, you know, and I'm drunk. And so she keeps hitting me, and at some point in time, I hit back. And that doesn't justify the way it happens. But it does. But the thing is it doesn't justify his behavior at all. But the thing is, I realized that there's a lot more nuance to that relationship than I really fully understood. So I wrote this song from his perspective, trying to like understand or trying to frame what was going on in a way that made some sense, some semblance of sense. So this is called Go to the Mattress. So Go to the Mattress is like sort of a mobster term for going to war. So Go to the Mattress is sort of like, you know, the double entendre. So she bled on the mattress the first night at my studio. I panicked, but she said, baby, don't you know the blood is much thicker than water? I nodded, but I don't think I got her. 3 weeks later, she moved into my studio. All she brought was a stereo, a broken stereo, and a picture of me that she put at her bedside. I'm a lecher, she's a cheater. I let her come and she likes to let me beat her. I'm a fucker, she's a screamer. I may be tougher, but she's definitely meaner. With all of our love, with all of the spite, we go to the mattress. With all of our love, with all of the spite, we go to the mattress. As I slept, she burned me so it broke her collarbone. She ran to the neighbor's, but he wasn't home. So she hitched to the clinic, but they wouldn't accept her. So she called me to get her. Love, she said, is a force that draws me to you. I said, sugar, I want to believe that's true. She said, love me, you can trust me forever, cause we're just getting better. I'm a lecher, she's a cheater. I let her come and she likes to let me beat her. I'm a fucker, she's a screamer. I may be tougher, but she's definitely meaner. With all of our love, with all of the spites, we go to the mattress. With all of our love, with all of the spites, we go to the mattress. I never knew she could be so cruel. I never knew she could seem so beautiful to me. I never meant to hurt her at all. Push came to shove and she was falling down. I'm a lecher, she's a cheater. I let her come, she likes to let me beat her. I'm a fucker, she's a screamer. I may be tougher, but she's definitely meaner. With all of our love, with all of the spites, we go to the mattress. With all of our love, with all of the spites, we go to the mattress. Yeah, so see, it's crazy that when I wrote that song, you know, I knew it was catchy, but I wasn't comfortable. I wasn't 100% comfortable playing it out, you know. And there was, I was introduced to my friends, and they're like, "Dude, that's a hit," you know. And I was like, "Really?" And I was like, "But it's so dark." Then I went to a girlfriend of mine. She was having a birthday party, and there was a bunch of people from our little music scene based in Los Angeles. And so we went to, thank you, Lenina. We went to this, it was like it was a strip club, but down below the strip club, there was this room you could rent. and like for parties. And so they rented this party at, I think it was something, the Cheetah something, but it was, I think it was on Sunset Boulevard, but just kind of right before you get to the Sunset Strip. And so we're all hanging out there, and they have a little stage. And so we're all just going up playing songs. And so I introduced that song that night, and everybody was like, "Wow, dude!" They're like, "That's a fucking crazy." And then the girl whose birthday it was, she walked up and she's like, "Mike, that was a really powerful. I mean, I like all your music, but that song was really powerful." And I realized that for me there was a lot of interest in writing songs that were catchy and hook based. But also about very, very dark stuff that I saw occurring in my life and occurring in the lives of my friends. And so, yeah. Thank you. Yes. And well, as many of you know, in Montana, it's basically hot in winter. The sun is setting and the temp is dropping like Luke's tauntaun. Oh yeah. No. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Yeah. There's a freeze place for ducks. Of course there is. Yeah. That's, oh no! Before they freeze, you have to put the ducks away before they freeze. Okay, yeah. This is the place. This is where we store the ducks so they don't freeze. But yeah, man. And so that song was a big turning point for me in terms of the lyrics I wrote. So Break Your Heart came after that. Jesus Christ Wore Leather came after that. Like I wrote these songs that were more like, even Kiss the Girl. Like I started writing songs that were a little bit more lyrically risky, and kind of dealt in got in even deeper into and ultimately that led to Die Motherfucker Die and I Hate Everyone and all the other songs that, oh, Danny, dude, where have you been, man? I miss you, brother. We have, dude, let me see. Sorry, I haven't been around or spoke. Much love. Oh, dude, I miss you, man. How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Ah, fuck yeah. Well, hey, so everybody, Danny is, Danny is Brett's kid, Brett's son, but he's a good friend, and he just disappeared. I thought he had ascended to heaven like a little angel, like the little angel that he is. But yeah, it's great to see him, man. I'm happy you're here, dude. I'm really happy. How have you been? And thank you so much, man. Thank you 1,000 times. Thank you so much, brother, for the donation. So yeah, in fact, so that was the first. So that song was written in like 2000, and that song was a big turning point for me. I was like, okay, so that led to me exploring darker topics. So and then which led to a lot of. So here, in fact, this song called "Gonna Buy a Gun, Gonna Fit In," all of these songs ended up were sort of direct antecedents of that. Gone crazy, everybody's insane. There's a madman driving at the front of the train. I want to disappear, but there's no place that's safe, my dear. So I've been digging a hole underneath my bed. And when they finally come for me, I'll be one step ahead. No single place that's safe, so I'm gonna go crazy, gonna go nuts and I'll fit right in. Ooh, gonna buy a gun, gonna shoot it off and I'll fit right in. Ooh, gonna learn to cheat, gonna learn to steal and I'll fit right in. Ooh, gonna learn to hate myself so I can fit right in. Whoa. Have been raided and the country's at war. The people with houses don't own them no more. I wanna make a break, but there's just no chance of escape. So I've been digging a hole inside my mind. And if I can get away, they won't find me this time. I wanna get away.
I can fit right in. Whoa.
Hey, Justin, how you doing, brother? And so I'm getting there, brother. Just working all the time and trying to stay focused. Yeah, right on. Yeah, no, I figured as much, man. I'm happy. I'm happy that you got a gig again. I'm happy that I mean, hey, Big Voice Jay, how you doing, brother? Hey, speaking of which, so you guys, we need to write because Big Voice Jay has agreed to read the intro to A Dog's Life. But we need to write the intro. I was like, oh, I'll just write it. But then I was like, no, if it's a group chat song, we should all of us write it. So yeah, and happy Friday to you, Justin. Right on, man. So yeah, so we need to, we should put some time, like, why don't we do that on Monday? Maybe we'll do that. Oh yeah. So I think I'm going to try to diversify. I think I'm going to keep, I definitely don't want to walk away from the 4 hours of playing every single day. It's really important to me just to be able to stay on top of the guitar and keep my voice in shape and keep a comprehensive understanding of my catalog. But I think I want to also diversify. I think I'd like to do a couple other streams, maybe a couple other during the week. So I think what I'd like to do is maybe do like an 8-hour day of streaming with a 4-hour show preceding another, like, and get. So one of the things I'd like to do is, obviously the one thing I was talking about is like get my friends that I developed and did Exo Squad with, and get them on, like Jeff Siegel, the creator of the show, Michael Eden's the showrunner for the second season, and he wrote a bunch of episodes in the first season. Maybe we can get Will Mineo, the producer of the show, on, and I'd like to just have a conversation about Exo Squad. I've got a lot of friends like that I could have conversations with, where it's just we collaborated on cool stuff while I was working in film and TV, and then I also have a lot of musician friends that I could bring in where we could tell stories about our time touring together or what have you. And they're always fun and crazy and weird and wild stories. So I was thinking that would be fun. I might want to put, so I don't know exactly how long. I don't know if I'm going to do like a 4-hour stream and then another 4-hour stream. I don't know if it'll be a 2, like, I'm still trying to figure it out. But the thing is, like, I think I do want to kind of diversify. And it's funny, the reason why I want to do this is because I want a record of it. For whatever reason, YouTube is not taking down, like, I have literally terabytes. I must have 100 terabytes of maybe not 100, but all right. So if I'm generating 4 gigabyte files 5 days a week or thereabouts, but 4 gigabyte files 5 days a week, that's about 20 gigabytes, 20. Oh wait, yeah. So 20 gigs every week. So how many? So 20 gigs. Let me see. Hold on. 20 gigs times 52. So the maximum. So the maximum I'm generating, like, which I probably not. So I'm probably generating somewhere about 2/3, or I mean about 3/4 of a terabyte each year, right? So yeah. So I'm probably because I often take days off and what have you. I probably do have terabytes of, because I've been doing this now for 4 years and I was generating videos before that. I probably do have terabytes of, like, and they, for whatever reason. Okay. They compress it down. Okay, you're right. Okay, well, good then. So yeah, because I'm like, why do they just let me have, like, they're just giving me all this space, But the thing is, I would, because I like to record a bunch of this stuff for posterity, because there's just some fucking awesome stories, and I want to get people that can corroborate these stories involved at, and just talk about all, because there's just some really. I've been witness to or party to all sorts of really, really cool stuff. And I just think it'd be fun to kind of catalog all that. So anyway, yeah, I can play FUCK and My Neighbor's Dog. Hey, Caution Kate, how you doing? How was your evening? And Easter, how you doing, brother? FUCK. Oh no, okay. I'd love to go to sleep, but dogs. Oh really? No. Oh, that's. Oh, that's fucking. See, that's such bullshit, man. That is such bullshit. So your neighbors are. I'm figuring your neighbors are out of are not at home, and they put the dogs outside, and the dogs are like. And so they won't let the dogs inside until they're back home, and so they're so it's gonna be out, like we're gonna be out till 3 a.m. just getting our drunk on. The dogs are barking nonstop. Awesome. So this is a song. This is another song I co-wrote with my chat. It's called FUCK. It goes. I was just talking about that, Kate. It's crazy. It is totally perfect. I played through it yesterday, and I woke up this morning, and it's magically corrected. So there you go. Whatever. Like that happens every single time. I don't get it. I just ignore it. I play through it, and like it literally feels completely perfect. So, Thank you. Me too. Me too. Thank you so much. Fuck, caught, twat, motherfucker, goddamn. None of this shit works according to plan. Every little thing is falling apart. I think my day needs a total restart. Balls, 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 slut, bagels, and cheese. Can this day fuck off? Can it fuck off, please? I'm so sick of all this shit. I've had enough. Fuck you, I quit. I'm done. I'm through. Fuck me. And fuck you. I'm done. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Spray diarrhea all over this place. You need a blunt pickaxe right to your face. A rusty long dart push through your eyes. Stick your tongue in a socket and die. I'm in the worst place that I've ever been. Coffee won't save me, so I've turned to gin. I don't know if I'll ever feel human again. This day is gone and done me in. I'm done. I'm through. Fuck me and fuck you. I'm done. I'm through. Fuck me. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, bottoms up and out the door. 5, 6, 7, 8, incapacitate. SHIT, this day will be the death of me. Never gonna get another chance to get it. 1, 2, 3, 4, bottoms up and out the door. 5, 6, 7, 8, incapacitate. FUCK, gonna drink my life away. Never gonna get another chance to get it right. I'm through. Fuck me and fuck you. I'm done. I'm through. Fuck me and fuck you. 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 Like seriously? Fuck you. Like totally seriously? Like for sure, my God. Dude. You know, it's so funny. It's so funny. You guys remember like when the whole Valley Girl aesthetic was first introduced? When I was a kid, man, like, oh my God, like totally. Like it was not, now it's so ubiquitous, it doesn't even feel like it's a joke. It doesn't even feel like totally. Like that, it doesn't sound like you're mocking like a particular like a location. It doesn't sound like you're mocking, Southern California, kids from the valley. You're just making fun of silly people. I totally wanted to tell you. Moon Unit Zappa. Okay, all right. So this song I called my neighbor's dog. This was a true story. This was a true story. Every bit of this song was 100% true. I was terrorized by a dog for about 3 months, and at the very tail end of that terrorization, I was like, "Fuck this! I'm writing a song." And the girl who owned the dog, who lived right in the apartment right next to mine, heard me recording the song, and she came over and she's like, "Hi, Mike," and we sorted out the dog problem after that when she heard what I wanted to do. I wanna kill my neighbor's dog, I wanna smash it in the head, I wanna take a hammer to the fucking thing until it's dead. I wanna kill my neighbor's dog, I wanna kill my neighbor's dog, I wanna kill my neighbor's dog, I wanna kill my neighbor's dog. Bum ba da bum ba da bum ba da bum, bum ba da bum ba da ba da da dum, bum ba dum, bum ba dum, bum ba dum ba da da dum, bum ba dum, bum ba dum, bum ba dum ba da da dum, bum ba dum, bum ba dum, bum ba dum ba da da dum, bum ba dum, bum ba dum. I wish that I could somehow break into a place and smash its face. I wanna flay off all its skin and then pour salt on what remains. I wanna kill my neighbor's dog, I wanna kill my neighbor's dog, I wanna kill my neighbor's dog, I wanna kill my neighbor's dog. Bum ba da bum ba da bum ba da bum ba da ba da. Fuck, 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 motherfucker, fuck, 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 motherfucker, fuck, 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 motherfucker, fuck, 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 motherfucker. Bum ba-dum, bum ba-dum, bum ba-dum, ba-da-da-dum, bum ba-dum, bum ba-dum, bum ba-dum, ba-da-da-dum, bum ba-dum, bum ba-dum, bum ba-dum, ba-da-da-dum, bum ba-dum, bum ba-dum, bum ba-dum, ba-da-da. I fantasize all day about the ways that I could kill this thing. The fucking barking is incessant and it's driving me insane. I wanna kill my neighbor's dog, I wanna kill my neighbor's dog, I wanna kill my neighbor's dog, I wanna kill my neighbor's dog. Bum ba da bum ba da bum ba da bum, bum ba da bum ba da ba da da. Fuck, 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 motherfucker, fuck, 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 motherfucker, fuck, 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 motherfucker, fuck, 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 motherfucker. I wanna kill my neighbor's dog, 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 I wanna kill my neighbor's dog. Yeah, so that was a true story. But it worked out. It worked out in the end. It all worked out fine. Nobody got killed in my Pleasure 70. So I'm so sorry you're going through that, brother. That is the fucking absolute worst. I don't understand how dog owners can be so, it's funny because Sue, when I leave the house, Sue does bark, but he barks, he barks a little bit, as like he wants me to like come and collect him, and I'm trying to train him out of it. But the thing is, it does require a lot of work, but that's the thing. That's a dog, right? If you're going to fucking take the responsibility of a dog on, then you got to take the training responsibilities as well, and so, but the good thing is that he usually pipes down after about like 5 minutes. Like once he realizes I'm not coming back, then he just kind of sits at the window and waits for me. But, after I found my neighbor's dog in my barn with my thankfully alive favorite duck hanging by her neck out of his mouth, I wanted to do all these things. That's, and they also bark. Yeah. See, that's just like I think, but duck is delicious. I just think that I think that you should you should get that it should be easy. It should be easy for people to be like if you can go and be like record, if you can just record like a dog barking nonstop and be like, all right, this is the dog at this hour at this time, and then this is at the same time, the same day. Here it is doing the same thing. Now it's been like if you can document that, you can send it in. I think that whatever city you're in should be like, okay, we're just gonna send a warning. Hey, if you don't address this, then we're gonna have to remove the dog from the household. Because the thing is like, it's just like, because what you can't some people you can't just incentivize. You know, the thing is some people don't like, they just don't care. Like, and it just drives me fucking nuts. Particularly as a dog owner. Now as a dog owner, you know, the thing is like I take responsibility for everything Sue does, which is you know, like, he's a gigantic dog, and when Sue gets in his mind to do something, like it's like I have to fucking tackle him sometimes. Who's sassy? Oh. So all right. So this is a song called "Great Infinite Wild." Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 ba-da-dum, bum, ba-da-da-da-da-dum, bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 ba-da-dum, bum. Catch me before I fall. I'm spinning out of control. Hold me as hard as you can. Don't let me escape or slip through your hands. It's a beautiful day, but it's cold outside and I am feeling numb. It's a marvelous life, but I got left out and I just wanted some. Let's just run away into the great infinite wild. Let's get on the road. I'll write a song for every mile. It's a glorious time, I know that's true, but I still feel so small. The birds they sing, but I can't hear anything at all. I'm going crazy. Are you going crazy too? I'm going crazy. Are you going crazy too? Bum, ba-dum, bum, lum, bum, ba-da-dum, bum, ba-da-da-da-da-dum, bum, ba-dum, bum, lum, bum, ba-da-dum, bum. Kiss me now, kiss me again, and I will keep somehow, I will abide until the end. It's a wonderful world, I see that now, I'm seeing so much more. I'm afraid of getting caught outside in the store. I'm going crazy, are you going crazy too? I'm going crazy, are you going crazy too? Bum, 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 lum, bum, ba-da-dum, bum, ba-da-da-da-da-dum, bum, ba-dum, bum, lum, bum, ba-da-dum, bum. La 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 la, la la la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la la la, la la la. Catch me before I fall, I'm spinning out of control. Hold me as hard as you can, and let me escape or slip through your hands. It's a beautiful day, but it's cold outside and I am feeling numb. It's a marvelous life, but I got left out and I just wanted some. I'm going crazy, are you going crazy too? I'm going crazy, are you going crazy too? And it's A minor. I feel you either way, though I'm pretty sure there were thousands of Dorothys. Oh yeah, he's his actual, yeah, that's it's funny when you it's crazy the amount of like science that went into the way into Sesame Street, you know, in terms of the way that they actually, you know, paid attention, the way kids learn and paid attention, you know, and they had like the different analogs, you know, Elmo's for toddlers, you know, like they had the different characters that were like sort of the identifiable age groups, you know, like everybody, like each character kind of had the age, you know, had a corresponding age, and they basically patterned the behavior of that character off of that particular age, you know. And so it used to be that Grover was the toddler one, the 3-year-old, 2 and 3-year-old, and they realized that they realized that they needed somebody that was a little bit more kid-like, and so they implemented Elmo. Yeah, that it certainly does, Justin. Yeah, I loved Oscar for his I loved Oscar for his trash can. You know, you just hear him go down there, and there's all of like you know, but there's a swimming pool down there, and there's a bathtub. Like it was so cool. What's going on? Hold on. This is my neighbor. I am. Just in case there's an emergency or something. I'm live streaming. I'm live streaming now. Though. What's up? Dun dun dun. All right. Yeah. Well, I mean, but that's effectively how it works out, right? This is the before I wait. Me too. Wait. Me too. What was? With Oscars. Yeah. That's exactly right. Yeah. His trash can was so awesome. I'm like, this is just the coolest trash can ever. I so wanted that. And in fact, I always thought that it would be a lot of fun. It would be a lot of fun to actually build an Oscar the Grouch. Like my mom always wanted a tree house, and I always wanted an Oscar the Grouch. I wanted to build an underground bunker that you actually got into by just opening up a trash can, and climbing like an Oscar the Grouch style metal trash can, and then climbing into that and be like, yeah, here you go. I have a package coming in a bit. I'm at my mom's. Was hoping you could grab it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Of course. Of course. So all right. So I think I'm gonna shave an hour off of tonight's show, and I'm sorry about that, guys. My neighbor actually needs me to go down. There's a package down waiting at her place. And I'll go grab that. I'll just go grab that in an hour. But we have a green belt like along our back area, and there's a lot of homeless people that live there, which is totally fine. But there are a handful of homeless will roam through our neighborhood or our complex and steal packages and steal bikes and stuff like that. So, so she just wants me to go cratch it, but I'm going to shave an hour off of this just because my voice is a little bit haggard and I don't want to blow it out. We'll wait until W Scottus 1 gets up and running with his stream, and then we'll go raid them at the beginning. But, when I learned that the actor who played Big Bird had died, oh yeah, Carol, Carol, I forget his last name. Spinney. Thank you, Lenina. Carol Spinney. Yeah, man. Yeah, that I think for me it has been. The first time I realized, I really kind of I faced mortality. Was the first time that I faced mortality was when Johnny Carson left the Tonight Show, and I was like, wait, what? Like, this doesn't just keep going on forever and ever. And I was like, oh shit, oh yeah, that means not only did he leave the Tonight Show, at some point in time he's gonna be dead. And then, hey, he had been like such a, hey Bobcat, thank you kindly, brother, how you doing, man? And so I was just like, he had been my entire life growing up. I would sneak out, like my parents would be watching the Tonight Show, and I would sneak out and just stay in the hallway and just listen to like Johnny Carson, and then later I got my own TV, and I would watch Johnny Carson and then go to bed, So I'd watch the Tonight Show and go to bed. And so it was just a really, it had a profound impact on me, like this is just that idea of like, oh shit, yeah, this is like that there will be significant changes and things that to me felt like they were gonna always be there, and then when Terry Pratchett died, I fucking lost my shit. Like the thing is that like that had a huge impact on me. But it's just been crazy, man. Like in 2016, the year of just every cool person dying was that was a tough, yeah. I guess, it's really funny. I don't really think I paid attention. I mean, the thing is, I loved a lot of his characters. I loved Karnak, and I loved a lot of that stuff, but I also I loved the guests, and I loved his rapport. I just love the rapport between him and the guests, and the thing is, like, you don't, you don't realize that, like, oh yeah, of course Johnny Carson was a comedian himself at some point in time. That's how he's so clever and so, like, and so should I say, same thing with David Letterman. I was like, how's this guy so sharp? And then years later I go, oh, of course he was a comedian at some point in time. Yeah. The Douglas Adams death. That was that, and it was such, it happened. It was such a it happened so kind of like he was working out. Like, it was such a weird thing. But Terry Pratchett leveled me. The thing is like that really fucking leveled me, And yeah, and he really was. That's 100%. You're 100% correct about that. The thing is, like, Carson really did, like, he celebrated, like, he had favorite comedians and he would bring them on, and like he literally did just make people's careers. John. Yeah, I think this is. I was a little bit too outside of the John Denver. I like my appreciation of John Denver, even though I grew up listening to his songs, I didn't really fully appreciate him until I was an adult, until I was a songwriter, and I was like, fuck, man, this guy can pen some amazing songs. I still haven't had a death that has impacted me too bad. I've been super lucky to not have anyone extremely close or influential to me die yet, or unlucky, depending on how you look at it. Considering I'm almost 29, I feel like when it does happen, it's gonna fuck me. Yeah, well, and that's naughty. So I was the exact same way. Like all of my, I mean. That's not so. My little cousin Riley Rose, she passed away from neuroblastoma. There have been some deaths that have severely impacted me, but all of them have happened over the past 5 or 6 years. And so I made it into my 40s before I really dealt with any significant deaths that had a really significant impact on me. I mean, I had a friend in high school that she died in a car accident, and that was and she died in a car accident where my friends were driving. Like, it was all my people were involved in this car accident, and that had a profound impact on me. But after that there really was no, like, my life has been relatively unscathed. That's not so. And then there was another death in our scene, another car accident. But other than those two people, like, I hadn't even lost friends, So I was like, this is great. But now here in my 40s, yeah, I've appreciated a bunch of. Oh, really? That's crazy. That's crazy, Jay. And Don. Wait. So we were raised on John Denver, perhaps why we cling to you. Oh, fuck out. Oh, really? Oh, that's an awesome compliment, Justin. That's a huge compliment, man. Because John Denver, he fucking wrote great songs, and it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. He super saturated himself. He was everywhere. He was on the Muppet Show, and he was on, like, he would guest on show, like he was on Love Boat, like he just super saturated himself. There was so much John Denver that I think that people got he just taxed a lot of people's. He wasn't invited to be on We Are the World. He actively said, he's like, I'd like to join you guys on We Are the World. And they were like, and I believe it was Springsteen was like, really, do we really want John Denver? Like, like, that's fucking heartbreaking, right? Like that's fucking heartbreaking. So, oh yeah, amen. Certainly did. Okay. Let me get back to the let's get back to the rock and roll. I don't mind lots of palaver, but I do need to interject the occasional song. Otherwise, I will not get through all these songs. All right, so we are in the F's, right? No, we're in the G's. Girl is sleeping, give me strength. Go drunk your home. Gotta buy. Great infinite wild to play that. Grow the fuck up. All right, here we go. Grow the fuck up. All right, let me just make sure that there's okay. Okay, here we go. Oh no! I'm playing. Fuck this noise. I didn't need to play Grow the Fuck Up. All right, so Grow the Fuck Up. I was trying to.
I'm looking at a fucking song.
I didn't really know. I was trying to write something in the Aeolian mode, which is the natural minor. So it's the like. anyway, in music, every major key has a corresponding minor key. And so I was trying to write, and this was something I was just kind of first beginning to understand. A buddy of mine had kind of showed me how the modes work on the guitar. Or at least it showed me one shape for each mode in a particular key, so I could now play the Ionian scale, which is the major scale, and then Dorian and Phrygian and Lydian and Mixolydian. I could now play those, and it gave me a dramatically better understanding of the guitar neck. And so I was trying to figure out how to apply that understanding of the guitar neck to actually writing songs. And so I was trying to write this. I was trying to write a song in the Aeolian mode. So that's wait. That's well, but that's a minor scale, right? So I was trying to write. So I don't think I got it exactly right, but I was just trying it. So this is a song that called "Grow the Fuck Up," and it goes bum, ba, da, bum. And this song was inspired by I read an article with Philip Anschutz. Philip Anschutz is a billionaire. He owns trains, he's like a train magnate and a like an industrialist, and he owns, he's got film and TV stuff. He kind of has his fingers in a billion different things. And I'll play this song, and then I'll talk about kind of like my takeaway from this interview of him. But it goes the important thing harmonically about that mode is the 1, the 4, and the 5 are all minor. Oh yeah, well yes, okay, so 1, wait, 1, 2, and then I know the 2, the 2 chord is the diminished chord, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait. Yeah, so 4, and that's minor. Wait. Wait, so yeah, so I don't use the 5 chord. Okay, all right, so that's cool. Yeah, okay, cool. I don't use the 5 chord. All right, good to know. So I guess maybe I did do it right. So because I think that's exactly so maybe I did get it right. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's so I was just stabbing in the dark. I had no idea. I knew that I just trusted my ear, So I did this. You know. So I was like, okay, so that's the scale, or that's the minor key that I'm gonna put it in, and so I just assembled the chords in what I thought sounded like that, So and so it goes a bum ba da ba da ba da bum ba ba bum bum ba da ba da ba da bum ba bum bum ba da ba da ba da bum ba bum bum ba da ba da bum 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 da da bum 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 ba da dum. If you don't wanna, you don't gotta. There's nothing that you have to do. It's not a game if you don't play. You don't have to win or lose. If you don't wanna, you don't gotta. You can choose your own rules. Everybody's living, giving up the time, working for fools. I believe in miracles, the resurrection of the dead, and the beating of a broken heart, and the words we've left unsaid, and the things we do instead. If you can't make it, if you can't take it, you don't gotta play the game. And no one wins in the end, it's not a fucking competition. Grow. No one wins in the end, it's not a fucking competition. Grow. No one wins in the end, it's not a fucking competition. Grow. That's not right. No one wins in the end, it's not a fucking competition. Grow the fuck up. No one wins in the end, it's not a fucking competition. Grow. That's not. No one wins in the end, it's not a fucking competition. Grow. I mischarted this. I haven't played this in a long. No one wins in the end, it's not a fucking competition. Competition. That's not right. No one wins. wins in the end. It's not a fucking competition. Oh, grow the fuck up. It's a diminished chord. No one wins in the end. It's not a fucking competition. Grow the fuck up. There we go. Bum ba da ba da ba da dum ba bum bum ba da ba da ba da dum ba bum bum ba da ba da ba da dum ba bum bum ba da ba da bum 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 ba dum bum 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 ba dum bum 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 ba dum. If you can't stand it, if you just hate it, recreate something new. The best is they can't tear you down so long as to yourself you are true. If you don't wanna, you don't gotta. There's nothing that you have to do. It's not a game if you don't play. You don't have to win or lose. I believe in miracles, the resurrection of the dead, and the beating of a broken heart, and the words we left unsaid, and the things we do instead. Can't make it, if you can't take it, you don't gotta play the game. No one wins in the end. It's not a fucking competition. Grow the fuck up. There we go. No one wins in the end. It's not a fucking competition. Grow the fuck up. No one wins in the end. It's not a fucking competition. Grow the fuck up. So yeah, that song was written, we'll address what you just said in a second, Naughty. So that song was inspired by Philip Anschutz. He's a billionaire, right? And he's talking about, and he's just talking about his life and his successes and his career, and he was saying that he looks at his wealth as a score that he uses to measure his level of success as a competition against other billionaires. And I read that and I was incensed. I was like, this fucking cocksucker should never, ever have access to money ever again. We should strip him of all of his wealth and put him in a little box. Because the thing is, like, because this guy is now looking at his rapacious and pernicious exploitation of workers and people and other, and he's one of those guys that would buy companies and break them apart, like the whole 80s, it really started in the 80s, where basically people were like, oh, you know, the actual parts of this thing are actually worth more than the actual sum, you know, like the inversion of the sum is greater than its parts, you know. They're like, oh, we can break this all apart, we can sell each part individual part off, we can we can restructure and you know, and they make billions of dollars. Well, he did that kind of stuff with a lot of frequency. So here he is, this rapacious, evil, pernicious guy that's destroying lives to generate a buck because he looks at it as a fucking score. So here there are, so there's families, and I happen to have family members who are now millions of dollars in debt because their little child got cancer, and they fought that cancer, and they went so deep into debt that they are personally $2 million in debt, or they were 6 or 8 months ago when last I talked to him. So $2 million in debt. And here's this fucker that's using pernicious and like, and I was just like, I'm like, you fuck, and he's like, and because it's a competition, and he looks at it as his fucking score, and I'm like, dude, you are so removed from humans, you are so removed from other human beings that you don't that you can say that and think like, oh yeah, this is just totally a cool thing for me to say. Like, fuck that guy. Murders and executions mostly. Oh, my boyfriend's in murders and my boyfriend's in murders and acquisitions too. yeah. And it's funny because it is like you don't like, it's funny because I have songs that kind of like, so there's that song, and then on the inverse of that song is Cost of Everything, right? Because Cost of Everything is a song about a girl that is she's got 2 kids, she might be pregnant with a third. You know, and she's working 2 jobs and she can barely pay her bills, and she's reached out to her family and she's reached out to other people, and she's like, hey, I'm not making it. I could use some help. Like, what do I do? I'm maxed out. I'm working as hard as I possibly can. I can't do anything. And her family are like, well, you made your own grave. There you go. You made your own bed, lie in it, you know? And so she ends up killing her kids. And it was, and that song was written based on an article I had read. This actually happened. A woman had obviously she had mental health issues, but even so, she had 2 kids. She killed her kids and then killed herself because she was like, I'm working all the time. I can't pay my bills, can't take care of my kids. I've asked for help from my family. I've asked for help from my community. No one can help me out, so I'm out of here. You know. And Sue hates that story. He hates it. Sue, come up here. Come on, dude. You know what happens when you bark. Come on. Get up here. Get up here right now. So the thing is, so that's, you know, and that's the thing is like, and so it's just, it's that imbalance. It's that fucking, we've got people with so much fucking wealth. It's obscene. And they're not even looking at their wealth from the perspective of like, this is the stuff that can literally save lives. And like, you know, and instead they look at it as a fucking score. And then you have people who are like, literally they're just taxed. You can't do more. You can't work harder. You can't put in more effort and you still can't pay your bills. Like that's obscene, you know? So anyway, yeah, I mean, of course, but yes, of course, Justin. But the thing is like, but really, like, so we're just gonna say fuck you to every person that makes terrible life choices. The thing is like, you know, that's the crazy thing, right? Because I have so many friends, like, because I grew up in Palm Springs, I grew up in Palm Desert. I have so many friends with wealthy parents. I have so many friends that have made fucking shitty life decisions that they just get bailed out over and over and over again. You know, and the thing is like, and so it's like, what's that? Oh yeah, Murders and Execution. Oh, that's actually from American Psycho. Oh, that's great. Straight out of DUI class rhetoric. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. I was like, I didn't. Yeah, I can't tell, man. I can't tell. But yeah, no. But yeah, you're right. That's. Yeah, and it is. You know. Anyway, so I just, yeah, that it just rankles. It just, and the thing is, like, and I don't. I would prefer if they did it on their own. I would prefer if they were like, you know, I've got an obscene amount of money, and I know I can make a material impact on the lives of people that are really struggling. I'm gonna go do that. You know. If they did that on their own, that'd be fucking awesome. But they're not, you know. And they're actively supporting people who are legislating to increase their wealth and increase the, like. And it's just like it's just, enough is enough, man. Fuck you in the asshole with a dump truck, with an unlubed dump truck right up your asshole. So, what was the sequel? Was the sequel all right? I didn't even actually see the original one. I was with that 70s chick, Farrah Fawcett, because that's who doesn't love Farrah Fawcett? Seriously, who doesn't love Farrah Fawcett? Or are we talking about Suzanne Summers? Because who doesn't love Suzanne Summers? Oh, there, look at that, JV. Dun dun dun, and thank you, anonymous gifter. That's very kind of you. All right, so now we go from that to so this song. This is a song called "Happiness." From that '70s show. Oh, I see, Mila Kunis. I was like, that '70s chick. I'm like, oh wait, Raquel Welch. Yeah. Although she's more '60s, but yeah. Mila Kunis. Oh, that '70s show. So this is the opening track. This is the opening track on my album. This is Why We Can't Have Nice Things. It's obviously a song about depression, but it goes up. Wait, shit.
Skipping out on everything, I'm just gonna stay. Hold up in my bedroom now, each and every day. I don't know what's wrong, but I know I don't feel right. Maybe tomorrow, but I can't go out tonight. Turning off my telephone, I don't wanna talk. I'm taking off all my clothes, except maybe my socks. I'm gonna stay in bed until I feel much better. I don't think I'm coming out. I don't think I'll ever feel right again. I think that I need some happiness, please. I
happiness, please. Some happiness would do me right. I don't know what time it is. The shades have all been drawn. And if I feel hunger pains, I just wait until they're gone. I think that I will sleep. I've been sleeping through the day. I'll sleep until I can say that I feel right again. I think that I need some happiness, please. I know that I need some happiness, please. Some happiness would do me right. Yeah, and it's funny. It's throughout my entire musical career, I've tried to write. I've been trying to capture that, like, because there's this thing when you're dealing with depression. There's just this. It's like. It's not a numbness, right? Because it is a bad feeling. It's not like if you were completely numb. Thank you, Bobcat. Thank you, Lenina. And yeah, thank you, whomever the anonymous gifter is. Thank you very much with all my heart. Thank you so much. And you're giving subs to very deserving people. So thank you. But so because when you are, it's not depression's not like a. It's not numbness in the sense that you don't feel anything. Like you definitely don't feel good, but it's not a yeah, you are. Give the gift of the cloud. Yeah. That's anyway, and so I but there is this thing where I know whenever I'm in the throes of serious depression, I'm just like, just fuck it. Nah, I'm just not gonna. I can just say fuck it to anything, to absolutely anything. I'd be like, yeah, my house is on fire, but I'm just gonna go back to bed. No, probably not house on fire, but pretty damn near close. That's actually one of the good things about having Sue is that at least he keeps me when I was dealing with, because I was dealing with some pretty severe depression about a month ago. Sue keeps me walking, I can't just leave him in the house. So I have to take him out. I have to walk him and just getting out and just kind of engaging with him and kind of that gets some of the gears going again, So, yeah. It is. It certainly is. It is, Jamie. It's this weird intense. I feel numb. I don't really feel a range of emotions, but it's like there's a big fucking stone that's just been put on my if I had lungs that breathed emotion, it would be like someone just took a gigantic stone and just laid it on my chest. Yeah, well, I've had cats that were good for me when I like petting, cats come up and they purr and they're like, and you're like, oh, kitty. Yes, I've definitely had some miserable spells that were dispelled by my cat. Where am I? But the thing is, I do agree that dogs, they just require, they're a more symbiotic relationship than cats are. You kind of have to, you can ignore a cat and the cat's fine. The cat will just be like, all right, I'm just playing to my own thing. But you can't cats are amazing for depression because they hate you 95% of the time. So when you get affection, it's like, am I? Yeah, it's funny. I've never had a cat that's hated me. All of my cats, they're always they've always been the moment I stop moving is the moment they're like, I'm gonna climb up on your belly and I'm gonna get right in your face and put my nose right here and just purr like a maniac. All right, kitty, you're terrible for watching TV. All right, so we were in the G's. Oh no, we're in the H's now. Hearts and Twain. All right. He caught the mouse living behind the stove. We put it in the bathtub arena, and the bathtub arena. Yeah, I mean, I am. Sue is the first dog I've ever owned as an adult. Almost every girl I've been with, the long-term relationship with, had a cat. In fact, actually every single one of them. Kim had a cat, Coley, Katie. I mean, Sarah and I got a cat, Esau, which I had a nickname for him, and I don't remember my nickname for him. But and then Katie had a cat, Meepers and Clay. So yeah. Like I've probably spent 15 years of my life living with cats, you know. So I mean as an adult, and then I spent my entire youth living with cats and dogs. So this is a song called Hearts in Twain. And just so you guys know, so I'm only going for another 24 minutes. I'm going to shut it down at 9. We'll go rate W. Scottus 1 as normal. Yeah, man, I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here and hanging out with me. Like it's my favorite. It's even when because sometimes I just hate having a structured schedule. I have to do this, you know, like sometimes that rankles a little bit. Oh, I have to do this. I have to turn off my game, or I have to put down the guitar, or I have to stop listening to the book, or I have to whatever it is I'm doing, whatever it is I'm working on. Like, oh, I have to stop the recording. But the moment I start doing this and we start interacting and I start hanging out and I start making songs and people start requesting stuff, it's like, I'm like, oh yeah, this is like one of my favorite things to do. Why was I grousing? So, so thank you. I love you guys. It really is super fun. So, this is a song called Hearts in Twain. There's a handful of songs on my new record that kind of celebrate just music in general. And this is one of them. It goes, wait. We got the beat, we got the rhythm, got the music lover. We got our fingers round the spine. We make the beat, we pound the rhythm, scream the lyrics at each other. Stomping feet, we stomp in time. And the music that we make is made of blood and bone, of shouts and screams and moans. And the music that we make is bred of loss and love, and the stars that shine above. It's primal pumping, perfect power, pushing past pleasure and pain. We got the throne, we got the hum, we drum the rhythm, brother. We own the measure and the time. We scream the words that barely heard about the Russian rhythm. We force the notes out in a line. And the music that we make is made of skin and teeth, and the secrets that we keep. And the music that we make fills our hearts and lungs, and the clouds that hang above. It's booming, blasting, big bombastic, breaking boundaries, breaking breaking hearts in twain. The heavier the heart, the more it breaks. Hearts in twain. The heaviest of hearts are the most pain. Hearts in twain. But the music takes the hurt, keeps it away. The music takes the hurt away. Alright, Sue, go, fucking go! We got our fingers round the spine. We make the beat, then we on the rhythm, scream the lyrics at each other. Stomping feet, we stomp in time. And the music that we make is made of blood and bone, of shouts and screams and moans. And the music that we make is bred of loss and love, and the stars that shine above. It's booming, blasting, big bombastic, breaking boundaries, breaking hearts in twain. The heavier the heart, the more it breaks. Hearts in twain. The heaviest of hearts are the most pain. Hearts in twain. But the music takes the hurt, keeps it away. The music takes the hurt away. Bang bang, what's okay? Wait, what is going on with this conversation? Hartson Twain, yes, Hartson. Hartson's a good friend of mine. Hartson's a good friend of mine, and he carries heavy hearts like he those candy hearts, the Valentine's Day candy hearts. He makes these huge he makes the huge ones. They're just gigantic, and someone's it definitely seems it, Naughty. Well, I was ignoring you guys for what okay, hold on. I actually got caught reading a little bit of it, which was my cat looks like a gray baby Yoda. It was what I saw that kind of threw me for that, which is why I couldn't find the E minor. Hartson Twain. All right, let me see. Okay, so I got 19 minutes left. So let me try to get let me see if I can't get some more tunes out of the. Okay. So this is a song that I just recently rediscovered called "Heavy Heart, Troubled Mind." So there's Anyway. So here's another. This is another song. For whatever reason, I guess the H's and I, or the G's and H's. There's lots of songs about depression. I don't know why that is. Maybe there's something inherently depressing about those letters. But
here's a little ditty that I wrote to let you know that I'm slowly losing my mind over time. I'm afraid to leave my house and do most anything, and I feel like I am just about to die. Oh, I know that I'm probably just depressed, but I'm afraid I can't make it through the rest of my days. Oh, I'm a mess. Yesterday I spent all day watching nothing but Netflix. Oh, I got through 2 full seasons of a show. While I watched, I felt engaged, I laughed and I cried, and I even felt a little bit hopeful. Oh, I know that I'm probably just depressed, but I'm afraid I can't make it through the rest of my days. Oh, I'm a mess. How did I get to be like this? I don't understand. I used to have the most wonderful of times, and now I feel like such a failure. God, I used to be so cocksure. Oh, I don't know how to ride my heavy heart and my troubled mind. Here's a song I wrote to say, and say it very plain. Oh, I don't know just how I will survive, but I thank my lucky stars for my guitar, for there's always one more song I need to write. Oh, I know that I'm probably just depressed, but I'm afraid I can't make it through the rest of my days. Oh, I'm a mess. Yeah, I'm a mess. I'm a fucking mess. Oh, I'm a mess.
Yeah, it's actually really funny. That song, I wrote that after just having come out of another kind of like just kind of dark period, and all of the details of that song were 100% true. So I'm like, here's a little ditty that I wrote to let you know that I'm slowly losing my mind over time. You know, it was like that's one of the things like that really exacerbates the tilting of my mental health is excessive booze, you know. And so what I was doing is I was buying like a full handle of vodka because it's so much cheaper, you know. And I would do totally fine. Like I'd have like because what I was using booze as a way to reward myself for a day well worked, you know. So I'd get up in the morning, I'd work on the record, I'd get a bunch of recording done, and then I would live stream, and then at the end of the night, you know, I would live stream until 10 o'clock. So I'd work from the moment I got up, you know, or like around 8:30 in the morning till 10 o'clock at night, and then I'd be like, oh, and now it's time to have a cocktail. So and then I'd pour myself like a very very healthy double, and I'd drink that, and then I would go to singles after that. And I'd do 2 singles after that. So I'd get about 3 or 4 drinks in me every single night, and then I'd crash out. And that was fine, right? Because it was my reward system, and it was you know, and I was probably drinking a little bit more than I should have, but every now and again, what I'd do is I'd get up and I'd be like, I don't want to do anything today. I'm gonna make a cocktail, and I would drink it. I would start drinking it like at 11 o'clock, you know, I'd spend the whole day drunk, and then I would start feeling, and I'd be like, I just wasted a whole day. I could have gotten so much done. I've got this new record. I got this record. Like, and it would start the shame spiral, you know. And then maybe I might recover. Maybe I might get some more work done the next day or so. But then I would do that again. I would do another day where I'm like, I don't really want to do anything. Or it'd be Saturday, which is the one day I take off, which is the one day that's sacrosanct. I won't do any work on Saturday. So I take Saturday off, and I'm like, you know, and I'm like, oh, I'll start getting drunk at 10, you know, and invariably I would get that shame spiral kind of rolling at a point where I just would suck me in, and then it was like impossible. It was impossible to climb out of, you know. And then I would just be, and then I would have to ride it out, you know. And sometimes it would take 3 or 4 days, and sometimes it would take a week, and sometimes it would take a couple weeks. Yeah, no, amen, Bobcat, amen. Yes, yeah, well, yeah, I do have to. Yeah, that's. Well, you know, I mean, but I don't do the no technology thing. I don't do the whole Jewish thing. No, fuck that. Like, I do nothing. I play games. That was the thing. And so sometimes I would just drink like a fucking maniac, right? So I would spend like 3 days. I would drink the moment I got up and drink all the way to the end of the night and just be fucking like, I'd crash out at like 8 o'clock at night, you know, and sleep until the next morning. I'd just be this fucking train wreck. And I would just do crazy shit. Like the thing is, like, you know, I would like I said, like I'd be like I'd go into my iCloud and just erase everything. I don't want any of this shit, you know. And I'd wake up and be like, did I just erase I fucking erased my iCloud, all my photos, I went through it and was like anyway, I would just do anyway. So no good. I'm like I'd hop in my you know, on an MMO and just start flaming people, you know. So yeah, days after you drink, yeah, and then the thing is like, and then what I'd often do is that then the next day, so I'd be hungover, so I'd go through this whole spiral thing, and then I'd be hungover, and invariably what would stop it would be I'd run out of booze. And it's because, and thank God, because I don't have a car, I have to actually walk down to the liquor store, and it's about a 2-mile walk. So that would prevent me. I'd be like, I'm hungover. There's no fucking way I'm gonna walk 2 miles. So I'd be like, all right. So then, and at that point in time, then what I do is I turn on Netflix, and so that's what that whole song is about. Is I'd be super depressed. I'd be dealing with like this, having dealt with like 3 or 4 day or 5 or a week or a couple weeks of just like hardcore drinking, and then I would be. You know, and then I'd be like, okay, let me put on a Netflix show, you know, and I'd find some show and then just rabbit hole that fucker, just be like, all right, I'll see you guys on the other side, you know, and just go, hey, Jadavan, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. Yeah. That's. I mean, it's crazy, you know. Like the thing is that like, there, it's for me, it's once when I treated when I treated booze as a reward, it was always fun. I literally could. I'd wait until the end of the night. I'd have 2 cocktails, sometimes 3 or 4, but I just have a couple cocktails and I'd go to bed and be fine, you know. But for me, you know, the late, you know, but if I drank at any other point in the day, it would derail me. So anyway, so that's why I like. So now I've pulled way back off the booze. In fact, I'm gonna have a couple beers tonight. But other than that, like I'm not drinking. I'm rewarding myself on Friday nights for a week well worked. I'm gonna have a couple beers and then that'll be it, you know. So and just kind of like, but oddly enough, LSD has been the only drug that literally makes me feel okay. Like even marijuana definitely has its negative. Oh yeah, weed fucking fucks me up. But I do. It's funny. A buddy of mine had a research friend that was a chemist at UCLA that would make clean liquid L. And so he would give me, when he would get a vial of it, he would like one day he goes to me, he goes, Mike, do you have any sugar cubes? Now I had done plenty of psychedelics, but I'd never done acid. I was, for whatever reason, I just like, it was a drug that I really wasn't like, I just heard about like back pains and stuff like that. I wasn't really that into it. So a buddy of mine, he comes by, he's like, Mike, do you have sugar cubes? And I'm like, no. He's like, go buy some sugar cubes. I'll be by tonight. We lived in the same apartment complex. So I was like, all right, dude. So he comes over and he's like, do you have any sugar cubes? And I'm like, yeah, I got sugar cubes. And he's like, break them out. So I put down on a big plate. I just put it in a bunch of sugar cubes. And then he basically just pulls out a dropper and he starts putting a drop on each one. I'm like, what is this? He's like, this is the cleanest liquid L you will ever, cleanest acid you'll ever experience. I was like, really? So I was like, all right, well, I've got all these hits of acid. So, and I ended up doing them over the course of the next 4 or 5 months because I wasn't doing that frequently. Although I did. It was awesome. And it was a really, really super, super cool and interesting experience. And, yeah, thank you, Elix. Yeah, and you really, truthfully, you can just go suck a dick, because I'm not gonna deal with some pushy fucking like, you're getting my fucking thing for free. In fact, just go away, dude. But like the thing is, like, really, like, I'm doing this for free. And we're all hanging out. We're all having a conversation. And he's like, I want you to play a song. I'm more important than like all you guys. I'm the most important person on the planet Earth, and I want you to play a song. Play that song for me. Will you play my song? Play a song, God damn it. Next. Do it, damn it. Yeah, that's that. So you can just do that. You can suck a little tiny purple dick. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, what was it? So one time I get home from Mr. T's. It's like 3 a.m. Now, at this point in time, I'm still working in film and TV. I get home from Mr. T's. I'm fucking shit faced, and I stumble to the fridge. I stumble to the fridge to see if I've got any beers. I don't have any beers. I open the freezer, and there's the hits of acid, and I'm like, oh, I'll take one of these. And then I take a hit of acid, and then I climb into my bed, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna fall asleep. So I wake up the next morning. I totally forget that I've taken this hit of acid. So I wake up the next morning, and I've got a speckled ceiling like the speckled ceiling. And so it literally looks like it's just clouds like rushing, going, and like rushing by. And I wake up and I'm like, what the fuck is? Oh shit, that's right, I took acid. So I literally while I'm tripping on acid, I literally climb into my car and I drive to work, which I live in the valley. And I work in Beverly Hills. So I literally drive to, I work on Wilshire in Beverly Hills. So I drive over the 405 in rush hour traffic, like sitting there going, well, this is the first time I've ever done this. This is crazy. You know, I get to work. And I show up and I'm like, hey guys, I got some bunch of stuff I need to do in my office. I'm just going to shut my door and I'm going to get it done. I'll see you guys in a few hours. I just went into my office and put on music and just sat there and was like, oh my God, this is stupid. This is the worst trip. This is the office acid trip. Oh God, that was no fun. That acid, it was real clean. It was also mellow. I mean, it was like, it did have good visuals and it really, but it was real mellow. All right, Hell and Back. All right, here we go. So this is a song called Hell and Back.
I've been to hell, I've been to hell, I've been to hell, I know it well. I've been to hell, I've been to hell, I've been to hell and back again. I've been to hell, I've been to hell, I've been to hell, I know it well. I've been to hell, I've been to hell, I've been to hell and back again. Jesus cannot rescue me. No, there's nothing Jesus Christ can do. I will burn in a fire of my own making, and these flames will burn the hardest blue. And I will burn as I have burned. I will burn as I have burned. Burned hell and back again. I've been to hell, 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 I've been to hell and back again. I've been to hell, I've been to hell, I've been to hell, I know it well. I've been to hell, I've been to hell, I've been to hell and back again. Oh, my love has forsaken me, and so I step into the fire. And though I burn, I make not a sound, as the flames they grow ever more wild. And I will burn as I have burned. I will burn as I have burned. I've been to hell, I've been to hell, I've been to hell, I know it well. I've been to hell, I've been to hell, I've been to hell and back again. I've been to hell, I've been to hell, I've been to hell, I know it well. I've been to hell, I've been to hell, I've been to hell and back again.
That's really funny. I just remembered that. That was from the actual album version. Yeah, I dig that song. That you know, it's so funny. I always, for some reason, I like to put in like little things that will inflame Christians that don't have a sense of humor. like you know, if you can't poke fun at Jesus, who can you poke fun at? Right? Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Well, you know, but maybe, you know, I'm not 100% certain what gender Helen identifies with. So, you know, I guess I should use they. I've been to hell. I've been to hell. I've been to hell. Apple Cart. Okay, I can play Apple. Oh yeah. So here, Apple Cart. Is it Bobcat? Did you request Apple Cart because of the drug thing? Apple Cart. So I'll give the truncated drug story for this one, and then this is gonna have to be my last song, everybody, because it's 9:00 now. I've been going for 3 hours. Normally I do the 4-hour show, but I did eat today, but I ate lunch at noon. I haven't eaten anything today since noon, so I'm getting pretty hungry. And my voice just feels pretty haggard, and I don't want to like blow it out for the weekend. So, but this song was written. So I without getting too deep in the story, somebody had given me a gigantic bag of mushrooms while I was at a party, and I offered them to my friends. And my friends took a cap and a stem. I had 2 friends with me. They took a cap and a stem piece, and I had a big bag of mushrooms. So I didn't want to fucking drive with these mushrooms. I was like, all right, fuck it. Yeah, I know. Sorry, Naughty. I know. I'm a slacker. What the fuck? If you guys want, I will refund your money. The money. Yeah. I will refund the cost of admission. So mushrooms are delicious. I don't like cooked mushrooms, but dried mushrooms that dried mushrooms that give me a good time, I fucking adore. So and they actually taste like cereal to me. I love their flavor, which is crazy because I don't like normal mushrooms. I mean, I like fresh mushrooms, but cooked mushrooms no. But anyway, so that's it. So I eat the whole bag. I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna eat the whole bag. And that creates an 8 or 9 hour trip where I'm sitting in front of a fire, falling in love with the logs as they're burning away. Like people keep adding new logs, and I'm, oh no, like, oh, look at this log, and you're dying for us, and you're providing us your heat, and I love you, log. You know, and people are still bringing me beers, so I'm drinking beers, so I occasionally have to go pee, and I go to the bathroom, and I'd put up the seat, and the seat looked like a mouth with the little divider things that keep the seat. They looked like eyes, and so it looked like it was the toilet was going and I'm like, oh, I'm peeing in this toilet. No one even cares. Like, toilet, you're so good to us. You just take all our pee and poop, and you just work. And I love you, toilet. And so I'm going back from the toilet. I love you, toilet. Back to the fire. I love you, logs, and I'll be here with you. I'll be here while you guys go away. So. And that lasts for 8 hours, and eventually, and I'm not saying a word to anybody, and eventually people start getting concerned for me because I do not spend an entire party sitting in front of a fire. I'm normally like, hey, what's going on? Let's hang out, let's make music. So yes, I love log, I love toilet. Yes, that was exact. I love log, I love toilet, I love log. So they log, it's something wood, log. It's not bad, it's good. And so they at some point in time, the host of the show, or the host of the party walks up to me, and she goes, and she just looks down at me with like the most like beatific smile, and she goes, and she looks, and she's like, Mike, are you okay? And I look at her, and I haven't said a word to anybody the entire time. I can't even speak English. Like I've tried to respond to people, and I can't. I'm just tripping way too hard. And so she comes up to me, and she goes, are you doing okay? And I go, yeah. And she goes, can you speak? And I go, and she looks at me, and she goes, apple cart. Like out of the blue, just goes, apple cart. And I go, yes. It was such a non sequitur word, and it was such a wholesome sounding word. For some reason, it like literally just, it was just like, it just got the engine turning, you know? And I was like, so she goes, apple cart. And I go, yes, apple cart. How'd you think of apple cart? She's like, I don't know. I'm like, apple cart. That's so crazy. What a wholesome word. What a great word. Apple cart. So then I walk back into the kitchen. I'm like, apple cart, everybody. And they're like, apple cart. I'm like, yeah, apple cart. That's the thing, you know? So it was awesome. So the next day, so I told that story, and then the very next day we wrote this song. And it's not the exact story, but it's sort of as if the word apple cart kind of took on a life of its own, kind of pretty. So, but clear your mind, Mike TV. Imagine when you were drifting alone in the sea, then after 2 weeks you see land. Your crew tells you that you're seeing things. You're confident. I just shoot myself, Spiritum.
Everyone needs a little happy inside. Sometimes you just need a good place to hide. Life has ups and life has downs. Let's get wasted and go downtown. Alright. Okay. Lost your job, your best friend died. Rent is due, your wallet's tied. Forced to walk a road of shit. You have to learn to deal with it. Alright. Okay. So flip the switch, open up your mind. Take a breath and just unwind. Everyone needs a reason to smile, so just get silly every once in a while. Alright. Okay. Apple cart. When you're down with a broken heart, always remember apple cart. When your life is falling apart, just remember apple cart. Apple cart. Talking is cheap and whiskey is warm. Today is better than the day before. Life is short, we can't forget. Fill it up with joy and not regret. Alright. Okay. Tomorrow we lay a friend to rest. We hope they dressed him in his Sunday best. When paupers play the game of war, we won't be keeping score. Oh no. Alright. Apple cart. You're down with a broken heart, always remember apple cart. When your life is falling apart, just remember
ropes trying to get through the day. When you're out of hope with nothing to say. When you're lost at sea, when you're a castaway. Just remember what your old buddy would say. Apple cart, apple cart, apple cart. All right, right on. All right, so yeah, so that's going to be my last one, everybody. I will be back here on Monday evening. My old buddy Mike. Yeah, apple cart. Gentlemen, it's always awesome to see you, brother. How you doing, man? And thank you, guys. Thank you, Paper Cat and Bobcat and Lenina and Elix, all my mods. I love you guys with all my heart. Thank you. We still do need to sit down and sort out dates for CloudyCon. And thank you, Jamie. And Jared, hey, brother, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Jamie and Justin and Yasis, who's new, and Naughty, and Danny. It was great to see Danny tonight. I just thank you guys. It really made it just a super fun and awesome show. We're gonna now is W Scottish 1 up and running? Is the game night actually happening right now? And so basically what we do on Friday nights, we always raise W Scottish 1. He basically a whole bunch of the Diamond Club. So if you guys don't know, the Night Attack show that I'm a frequent guest on, they have a huge, rabid, awesome, amazing community of people, and a bunch of us get together, and of those people, a bunch of us get together on Friday nights, and we play Jackbox, which is a group game. The audience can participate as well. So if you don't want to actually play as a player, you can still participate in the actual game just by being in the audience and doing the inserting the things. Anyway, so they'll explain exactly how it all works, because you can join the Jackbox thing as an audience member. Anyway, so we're gonna go raid them. Mike TV's here. Book me a seat, fuckers. That's awesome. And I fucking love you guys. I really do. And so hopefully I'll see you all on Monday. If not Monday, hopefully I see you again soon. And you guys have a spectacular weekend. And thank you.
That's like peanut, hazelnut, cashew nut, macadamia nut. That was the one that was sent her into going crazy. She said, "You stop naming nuts. Pine nut, pistachio nut, red pistachio nut, natural, all natural, white pistachio nut."
All right. Oh, hey. Oh, anonymous gift with. Oh, thank you. That's awesome. There you go, Caution Kate. There's a Claudia for you. All right, there we go. I love you guys.
Life is like a mop, and sometimes life gets full of dirt and crud and bugs and hairballs and stuff. You gotta clean it out. You gotta put it in here and rinse it off and start all over again. And sometimes life sticks to the floor so bad. You know, a mop is not good enough.
Yes.
It's not good enough. You gotta get down there like with a toothbrush, you know, and you gotta really scrub. You gotta get it off. You gotta really try to get it off. But if that doesn't work, you can't give up. You gotta stand right up. You gotta run to a window and say, "Ah!"